I just wake up in the morning and I yell a lot, even though it's way too early. It's fun though. Wake up, wake up, wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up. Let's get this microphone over here so I can get the first item of business out the way, and that is, does my mic sound nice? Tell me. That's right. All right. Welcome to another action-packed episode of Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life. That's right. I said episode because our show is officially recognized as a show on YouTube, not a podcast. It's not a podcast. This is a show to help you get your weekend started the right way, talking about all the topics that matter to the home gym community and getting your live reactions along the way through the live chat. So this is kind of like, imagine Jimmy Kimmel, but in the morning instead of at night, and with a live chat instead of an in-person studio audience most of the time. All right. There's one exception because we do have an in-studio audience once a year at Home Gym Con. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Anyway, I am John Greaves III. I am the co-founder of Garage Gym Life. And if this is your first time checking out the show, well, welcome again. As I said, do me a favor and hit that like button for me and hit subscribe so we can get the algorithm doing what it's supposed to do. Get the word out to people who need to check out this show, who may not know that they may know our channel exists, but they may not know that this show exists. The channel is growing very well, and that's all because you guys are hitting the like button when you watch the show and you're hitting subscribe. It's so easy. I know so many of you watch the show on your TVs. I've seen your Instagram posts. You're watching the show on your TVs while you're working out in your home gyms. So it's easy to forget to hit like. And if you haven't subscribed, it's easy to forget to subscribe. So just take a second between sets and just hit like and then hit subscribe for me right now. And I greatly appreciate all of your support. Before we go any further, you know what I got to do. I got to play somebody's theme song and add my lovely wife to the show. So here we go. The woman you've been looking for. I waited for her my entire life, but y'all just been waiting for her since last week. So here we go.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey! Hey!
How's everybody doing?
Hey! Nah, so I know what's going on in the live chat, right? I don't even have to look at it. They're all excited to see you, and they're like, "Oh, it's John too. John's here too. I guess we got to talk to him." Whatever. Y'all ain't stealing my joy. I got good news this morning, and I'm not gonna do it because wisdom, but I feel like doing a cartwheel down the stairs. But I'm not gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I'm already on injured reserve a little bit.
I've got
on injured reserve with it, so I'm not gonna do it.
I have plenty of pictures of us sitting in the urgent care. You don't know.
Why you always bringing up old stuff?
Because I don't want you to bring new stuff to it. So.
All right. So before we check out who's here in the live chat, Naomi, go ahead and tell everybody what they can expect from today's show.
Sure. Alrighty. So 6:05, we have news and other things with me. So we're gonna go over Home Gym Con updates, channel news, cool stuff that's going on with our YouTube channel. So can't wait to tell you about that. Giant Lifting Northland Open Trap Bar is back in stock, and that's a mouthful. Then Home Gym Marketplace is coming, so something else we're going to be happy to talk about. Then hip thrust solutions from Watson Gym Equipment for those who don't like getting on the ground. Then at 6:45, we have Recliner Rage. So John's mad again, and you guys will get to find out why. Then in our second hour at 7 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Central, we have Jason Benwa, founder of Exponent Edge, joins the show to answer your Shadow Rack questions. So make sure you're here to bring those questions to him. Then at the third hour, 8 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Mountain, 7 a.m. Central, David Bergman from Kodo Grips joins the show to talk about his latest products and what he's taking to Home Gym Con. Plus, we have more videos added to the videos you love from the channel. We watch playlists and what John has learned from this week.
All right, thank you. So I told y'all it's action packed, and of course, we're probably not going to get through all of the
Of course.
topics, but I
We have
don't
a
care.
great plan.
That's okay. So here's the thing: the good news is I never run out of material, because if we got to push it to next week, hey, that's all right. It's just more stuff in the tuck for the next week. All right, but now let's go ahead and we're gonna go to the live chat, and let me see here. I'm supposed to play something. Oh, here it is. Boom. Make sure you drop your comments in the live chat. All right, don't be hiding behind me. Actually, it's all right, girl.
No, I'm not hiding behind you. You're actually on the side, so I'm moving away. So
You said you like that my back is wide, so go ahead, hide behind me, girl. It's okay. I'm here for you. That's right. Go ahead. You ready?
Oh,
You feel
God.
safe? I want you to feel safe.
Instead of you going down the stairs in a cartwheel, do you hear my eyes roll?
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Okay.
I don't want you falling asleep. Stop rolling your eyes. Yeah. Let's go to the live chat, see who's here in the building. All right, first person. Oh, look, we got a new challenge, new champion. Carlos is normally first in the building, but instead today we got the homie Letha. She said, "Let's do it. Let's do it." Said time to get this Friday started. That's right. Hey, and Letha, happy birthday to Logan once again. I really enjoyed meeting your son Logan, and I hope he had a happy and awesome birthday. Let's see here. And then we got Carlos. Carlos! That's right. Exclamation point before the name and after the name. And y'all see, okay. You know what? I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to tell y'all something, all right? So first of all, I'll read his comment. He said, of course, I'm up way too early on purpose. John and Naomi are on. We appreciate that, Carlos. But see, Carlos was feeling under the weather, right? So he had a live stream last week, or maybe like the end of, so like last Friday or something like that. It was last Friday, and he had to end this. He wasn't sounding good at all. It was a rough time, right? And then it was even worse on Saturday. So I was like, man, I'm concerned for this dude. So I started, I called him. I'm like, hey, man, I'm just checking on you. So the first day I talked to him, he sounded like Homer Simpson's sister-in-law, right? It was horrible. And then, so I'm just checking on you because I know when I'm sick, I want to be left alone, but I also don't want to feel like nobody cares. So I was like, I'm going to talk to you, cheer you up a little bit, make you laugh. Then we're done. And then I let you go, rest. Well, then I reached out to this dude the next day. He didn't answer the phone. And he didn't respond to the text. I'm like, all right, well, maybe he's asleep. It's cool. All right. I try again another day. I don't hear from the dude again. I'm like, now I'm starting to get worried. So I'm like, hey, man, I left him a voicemail. Look, this is just a wellness check. I want to make sure you're okay. This human being then messages me like, hey, man, basically, I should have, basically he was telling me like why he didn't respond. And I just can't, because your cousin Carlos, he ain't my cousin, but your cousin Carlos, he sends this back to me. And
my cousin Carlos. Okay.
I ain't claiming him. This is what he sent back to me. Like, oh, this is what I was doing. Look at this. All right. And I'm like, first of all, man, I don't know whose kids you done kidnapped, but you need to give them back to their parents before they find out, before they call the police. All right. This dude, y'all see Carlos in the corner? Yeah. Right? I was like, so this is what he's like.
Fell out laughing.
So this is why he didn't answer my texts and calls and stuff, because he's gallivanting around town dressed as Maui. And I don't even know if those children know him. Okay. Like he really looks, because from talking to him, Carlos is the kind of guy that'll just run into your y'all are trying to take a peaceful picture with your family, and Carlos just jumps in there with that on. Yeah, he's the type of dude that'll photobomb you. So yeah, that's what's going on in my life. So now y'all know more about Carlos than you really wanted to know. But yeah, that's what he's doing.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, love is strong. Love is strong. I was like, and I said back, I said, yeah, I was like, I was worried about you. Now I'm just concerned.
It's great, because when John showed me the pictures, I was just like, that is awesome. I was like, which movie did he go and see? And then I realized, like, oh, it's Moana. Because he's probably cosplaying someplace. And so I'm like, what movies are coming out? Because, you have Spider-Man coming out. And you had a bunch of others that are coming out.
There's a lot.
So when you showed me a picture, and I was like,
it's just so much involved in that picture. It's just so much happening all at once. Anyway, all right,
Hey,
a little bit.
he could came in dressed as Hey instead of Maui. You don't know who Hey is, do you?
No, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
So Trevor said, "Let's go," and he's got what looks to be crispy bacon.
Nope.
So we'll go with that. Yep. All right. Jared
Good
says,
morning.
"Good morning. We got a good show ahead, man. You ain't never
Good
lied."
morning, Jared.
Like they say down here in the South, man, you ain't never lied. It's gonna be fun. Let's see. Jared said, "Oh, this is his answer to the question of the day." All right, go ahead, keep flexing your. I live local to Home Gym Con. All right, that's fine. We'll be addressing the question of the day in a little bit. In fact, let me go ahead and tell you guys the question of the day before we go any further, so that way you have time to answer the question. So, question of the day: if you're buying equipment at Home Gym Con, big, small, whatever, how are you getting your purchases home? I especially want to hear from y'all who are flying to Home Gym Con. So, like man who parks in gym said he's going to be man who flies in plane this time. So, I want to know how he's going to get his stuff home, because I
All I know is
I want to know.
He could probably get tips from Kenzie's mom since she's bringing flour through TSA.
Man, that is definitely. And we actually have a Kenzie's mom related update from the 4th of July, because we posted this video. Yet another. See, we're already off topic. All right, we already have gone off on a tangent, which it's okay. But it was let me see. I sent this to that video that we made. Yeah. So I sent it. So there we go. Put it right here, and I'll share the screen. All right. So this is right. Let me go ahead and share my screen. See if y'all can hear it.
Well, you're not. There we go. Saying TSA is not involved.
We'll play it again. I ain't trying to say anything. I'm just saying that we got options for your mother here.
Just saying. TSA is not involved.
That's right. All right. So anyway. So I don't know if you guys, could you guys hear that?
Oh yeah, we heard.
Okay, good. Yeah. So and here's the thing. I wasn't supposed to be doing anything garage and life related, because this was on the 4th of July, and I was like, man, Jared actually told me, we were talking, and he was like, man, look, it's a week holiday weekend. Stop and just take time with the family. I'm like, dude, you don't understand. That's not the content creator life. If you're serious about, if you bought this life, as they say, you don't really, your vacations are time, especially if you have a full-time job along with being a content creator, vacations are a chance to catch up with your projects. And so I spent the majority of 4th of July weekend editing videos, right? Getting stuff together, getting ready.
5 that you had to do, 5 or 6?
Yep. Now the good news is I only have one left to edit, but I spent it doing that. I spent it doing something else that we'll talk about a little bit, that with the Shopify store. I spent it doing a lot of stuff with the Shopify store, because I'm learning that from scratch. So it ain't about that. But I took a break, said we're gonna go watch fireworks in the park with one of our sons and our daughter. So I was like, I'm going, and I'm not doing garage and life stuff. I want to put my phone in my pocket. Well, then I see this sign for self-rising flour in my mind, because when you do this, your mind's always creating, right? Yeah, you just start seeing the world differently. I saw it. I was like, I was like, Naomi, I said, this is a sign for Kenzie's mom, right? So anyway, there you go. So I sent it to her. She said she showed it to her mom, and her mom loved it. All of that was a complete tangent related to an answer to a comment. Carlos said the mic sounds nice. Check 2. Hey, there you go. Y'all don't even know what song that's from. Post in the chat if you know what song that is. My mic sounds nice. Check 1. My mic sounds nice. Check 2. Are you ready? And that's it. Because if I say any more, y'all don't know. Those of you who are old enough, who are adults, will know what that song is. Post in the chat if you know what song that is. Let's see here. I'm not gonna post that comment. I'm gonna say to you, Jared, is pause. Let's see. Sean says, morning, Home Gym fan. Hey, shout out to Sean. He got a PR, hit 225 on the bench.
Awesome.
Look at you, getting diesel out here all over the place. I think it was for the Lift Hard Live Easy Masonomics online bench or powerlifting meet.
Great
So good
job.
job, man. Awesome, dude. I remember when I hit 2 plates, I was like, uh-oh, somebody growing up. Yeah, there you go. That's
Good
like
job.
benching 225 is like one of those gym milestones that you want to hit. So I'm telling you that is so awesome. And you know what's so funny is I vaguely remember getting 225 the first time, but I more vividly remember all the times I failed getting there. Like all the embarrassing times. I'm like, okay, today's the day. No, it's not. And then, yeah. Because that's when I worked at the Powerhouse. So I was working at a public gym and people had to come rescue me. Yeah, it was a dark time. Anyway, hey, see what I tell you? Carlos is like, Naomi! Said, oh, hey, John's here too. Whatever cosplay captain. We got answers to the question of the day coming up. Let's see. B from Chicago said, good morning. John is in a very good mood, as it should be because it's Friday. Hey, everybody's got a holiday. Some got Christmas and New Year. But Friday is my day. I got 52 a year. Friday's my day. Mine day to play. Y'all don't even know who that is either. Y'all don't know. You're too young. You're too young. You don't know who's saying that.
I'll just go ahead and
That's
let people
blues.
know he has not. I think he's had pre-workout, no coffee.
A little bit. I'm just, I'm ready to go. Home Gym Gains, what's up, man? Hey, Kevin, are you home yet? Because I want to, if you're not home yet, I'm gonna go. I know I already talked to you yesterday, but I want to save it for this next part for when you're at home. If not, I mean, you can always just go to this part to show the kids. Because I want to give a shout out to my guy. Oh my goodness, Carlos said he was getting his wig together, so that's why he couldn't.
Well, it was a longer wig, so I'm sure it does have like tangles.
He says, I do it for the kids. And I'm like, you do it to the kids. Pause.
Yeah. No. You do it for the kids.
That's not even pause. This is cringy. You do it for, I'm just going to leave that alone.
Yeah,
I do it for the kids.
But I can definitely see the kids excited seeing, their movie characters are dressed
They're
up.
like, Mommy, who's that strange man behind us?
Sorry, Carlos.
Yeah, you're welcome, John. I didn't say thank you. I never thanked you for that. Exactly. There you go. Carlos said, B. Respect the man. Awesome. Hey, everybody's got their own special friend, and he's ours. He's ours. Let's see. What? Oh, is that right? Okay. Kevin said, hey, Naomi, thanks for carrying this show and making it entertaining. Is
that a good thing or is that a
That's shade that he's throwing because I was on his live stream. I went on his chat or his live stream, and I told him that the kids, because he shows the kids at least once a stream. I said the kids are the only reason I'm here anyway. So,
stop it.
That's all right. Trevor said the content won't create itself. That's right. Sean says, I feel like a real lifter. Man, you've been a real lifter, man. What matters is the fact that you're putting in the time, man. But still, congrats on that PR, man. That's huge. Do you know who sang Friday's My Day, Carlos? You old enough to know. If you don't know, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. What? Because you say you've got eclectic music tastes, so that means you should include blues in those music tastes. And if y'all can't figure it out, I'll tell you who it is. I'm not gonna play it because I like
three songs.
I like not having demonetization. Trevor said, for once, I'm not the weird friend. Carlos took that role. Yeah, he snatched it and he's going to hold on to that dang crown. Anyway, you guys keep on posting your question, comments on live chat. Make sure you are answering the question of the day if you're attending Home Gym Con. And if you are watching on replay, shout out to the replay gang. Make sure you post your answer to the question of the day or any other questions or topics we bring up. Post them in the live. Post them in the comment section so we can check them out on replay. All right. Mr. Hill. That's right. I know you just Googled that. ZZ Hill. That's right. Friday's my day. ZZ Hill. That's it. I'm telling you, I'm a musical genius and I recognize talent when I see it. Anyway. Yeah. All right. So now before we go, speaking of Kevin, he says ZZ if you're old enough. I'm telling you, ZZ Hill. Let's see here. So before we move on, speaking of Kevin, got to encourage you guys to try vidIQ. Look, seriously, it helps. All right. vidIQ, even where we are now, I'm still learning new things from going to vidIQ and going through all of the courses they have on there. And if you guys are ready to get your YouTube channel leveled up, go ahead and try vidIQ. I'm going to give you guys the links to all the stuff that you guys can choose to check out that will support our channel, and that includes includes our dumbbell rack. We just got a new piece for it downstairs that we got to go assemble this weekend. Our favorite gear from Bells of Steel. If you're looking for a good all-around strength coaching program, check out zachevanesh.com. That's not sponsored. That's just something I think you can use and be good for you. Nutrition coaching. Check out my nutrition coaches at fiercelyfuelnutrition.com, fiercelyfuel.com. Fiercely Fuel Nutrition or mobility training. It's the ymove.app. Go check it out. And then vidIQ, if you want to grow your channel. If you guys decide to check out vidIQ, do me a favor and use this link. This link is also in the video description if you're watching on replay, because what it does is it gives us credits to help us with our use of vidIQ. All right. So I really, really appreciate it. And so there you go. There's a testimonial. Sean said, I found my purple cow ideas with vidIQ. I'm telling you, vidIQ is awesome. I have used other products. I've used TubeBuddy. No shade to them, but vidIQ blows TubeBuddy out of the water, and it's a whole lot better than just Googling. And definitely don't just go watch any of those videos that you see on YouTube, like how to grow your YouTube channel, because most of the people who are telling you how to grow your social media grew their social media by making videos about how to grow your social media. They didn't make videos about anything that was like substantial content, right? So I don't feel like their knowledge applies. So anyway, but Sean said, making his using vidIQ's tips made his actual content creation way more fun. And I 100% agree. All right, let's see here. So now let's go ahead and dive headfirst into news and other things. All right, once again, the question of the day is, if you are attending Home Gym Con and you're going to be buying stuff, go ahead and let us know how you're planning on getting that stuff home. Now, obviously, if it's small, it's not a big deal. But if you flew, even if it's small, are you just leaving extra space in your suitcase? Are you going to do what Kinsey did when she got the Garage Gorilla Bar and she went to, I think, UPS or FedEx or something like that and FedExed it to herself? How are you planning on getting your stuff home? I really want to know, because this is something that comes up in all the excitement every year. Some people like just drive and they take pickups or whatever. Like Ashley took a convoy of people with pickups.
Oh my gosh, I was like,
oh, y'all with you? Okay.
At the loading dock, because at the end of the show or the event, you have all these trucks that are around, but then you have people with their U-Hauls or their cars or their trucks.
It's amazing.
Ashley had one whole side, so it was like tractor trailer.
It looked like a small nomadic tribe.
Tractor trailer.
Ashley like again. A very nomadic tribe of big people, of muscular people. I said, like a tribe of a muscular Bedouin, just in their pickups. I was like, look at this. Okay, this is amazing. But still, if you don't live close, don't live closely enough to drive pickups and you can't, whatever, I want to know how you getting your stuff home, because I really want to know. All right. So for news and other things, the first item, this is one of the most important items. Happy birthday to Caden, because my dude is 5 years old now. Caden, for those of you who don't know, is Kevin's son. I had to FaceTime him when I saw he posted on Instagram that it was his son's birthday. He said he wanted people to post in the comments to say happy birthday to Caden. And so I did that, but I was like, man, come on now, I got your number. So I went ahead and I FaceTimed him saying happy birthday, and just seeing his face made the entire thing worth it. He was like surprised that I guess he was surprised that because Kevin was like, look who it is. And he's like, it's Uncle John. I said, dude, you're not going to make me cry. I refuse. I'm too tough.
Such a kid. Both of them are just such kids.
Oh yeah. Haku was there. I said, hey Haku. And they're both like, and I'm singing and he's just smiling. It was like, he's smiling like I'm smiling now. And it was so worth it. Sean says, hey, happy birthday to Caden. I'm telling you, man, you guys, it is Caden's birthday. Well, it was Caden's birthday yesterday. So everybody go ahead and make sure you
celebrate. his
go
birthday
ahead.
doesn't have to be one day.
You know what? That's
Keep
an
going.
excellent point. You can go. So let me go ahead and pull up Kevin's. See if I can find it. Kevin's thing, his Instagram, because I think that's where he posted the. I think that's where he posted it. Yeah. So. Is it? Yeah. Okay. There it is. So let me go ahead. I'll share the screen right here. So it's this post here. He says some good videos to watch. So he's explaining like all the videos that he watched, but he said it was Caden's birthday. So he's asking for you guys. In fact, I will post this video or this link so you guys can all go and say happy birthday to Caden when the show is over, because that is my dude. All right. Let's go ahead and I'll throw that right there. Say happy birthday to Caden. All right. Next item, talk about our sign up list for the live show at Home Gym Con. Caden, I'm still thinking about Caden. We've got 29 confirmed guests so far. We had somebody sign up last night. The goal is 50 signups, and full disclosure, I don't know if we can fit that many people in that room.
We can do it. We can do it. You just have to change the configuration.
Lubricate everybody's shoulders, but we should do it.
Pause.
What? The shoulders. So you can. Okay. Anyway, I think we can do it. We might have to, like Naomi was saying, we might have to change the room around a little bit, but we can do it, I believe. And so, for that to be the case, we need you guys to go ahead and keep on signing up, because brands are bringing giveaway items and they need to know how many of you are going to be there. Now, if you sign up, I guess we'll probably have to like do a cutoff, not for signups, but in terms of when you're gonna come have like the giveaways, qualify for the giveaways. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, okay, like in the case of some giveaways, you're making like they're having to have them made, and it doesn't necessarily give them enough time if it's like you sign up the day of or something like that. But we'll make sure everybody gets something. But it's important that you sign up as early as possible, because we want everybody to go home with yeah, I remember, Jared. That doesn't include yours. Yeah, that's 29. It would be 30 if I was including your wife. But anyway, so yeah, I just want to make sure that we have enough for everybody. Okay. So go ahead. The link for Sign Up Genius is let's go ahead. I'm adding stuff to the live chat like a madman right now. There's links everywhere, but I just want to make sure y'all got all the information. And this link is going to be in the video description for the replay gang. Okay. So you guys can check it out there. As a reminder, the brands are going to be there. So the format's going to be a little bit different. We're still going to Recliner Rage, because I know y'all love when I crash out. But then we're going to have we're going to have brands that are going to come in and they're going to do presentations to talk about their brand. And the confirmed brands are Porta Phys Ed, going to be kicking things off at 7 a.m. We're going to have Synergy Custom Fitness, Mikolo, Body Solid, Strength Flex Fitness. Anchor is going to sleep in and swing through at 8 a.m. RitFit's going to be there. We have space for one more brand. So if you're a brand, you're watching this, addicts, anybody, whoever, if you're watching this and you want to be included in the brands that are going to do an in-person presentation to everybody who's there, and then also obviously our online audience will see it as well. This is a great way to let people know what to expect from your booth, to encourage people to come by the booth, one final time, because the show ends before Home Gym Con starts on Friday. So this is a great chance for you to get everybody there who may have been working on Thursday, and Friday is going to be their first day at the event. So if you want to be included, just go ahead and message me, and that way I can get you all the information so that you can claim your time slot. All right. We literally have one more space, and that is it. All right. All right. I think, let's see here. And let's see. Okay. So Kevin said, thanks for the greeting, John, and everybody. And Caden was definitely happy. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, that made my day. Kevin said he's still at work, and they're gonna meet him afterwards to go out to eat to celebrate. Oh, heck yeah. There you go. Yeah, man. Take my guy out, man. Take him out on the town and show him show him a good time. Let's see. Trevor said, let it be remembered that he was the first live show sign up. You are going to go down in history, not just for being the first live show sign up, but also being the person who directed everybody how to get to the live show last year. So you will never be forgotten. Okay. And I will also not allow you to do it again this year. I'm going to nominate somebody else to do it. We'll have a different mechanism for getting everybody there. We'll still have to ask somebody at the door to let people in, but we're not going to let it be Trevor this time. All right. So let's go. Question of the day answers that we have so far. Let's see here. So Jared says his answer is question of the day. Okay, hold up. I missed it. Nope. No. Question of the day. Come on, Jared. Where is this? Okay. Basically he's gonna do it in this. He's gonna transport it in his car. All right, here it is. All right. He's a question of the day in my car. So Jared lives in Louisville, so he's got a very respectable commute. Yeah, it's very short commute, comparatively. Actually, I don't know what traffic is like in Louisville because we don't normally drive around there. And
so it's funny you should say that because my algorithm has been algorithming. And so like we've talked, so apparently our phone's been listening because anyone that's ever traveled to like Ohio for the Arnold can tell you about all the potholes between Tennessee, Kentucky, and Ohio, just all the well, someone came on with Louisville of intersections to avoid, roads to avoid,
that's good information.
Potholes, and of course naming all streets. I have no idea what any of these are. Then you mentioned like the convention center. I was like, hold on, we'll probably be there. And just with the traffic and everything else. So it's like, okay, so we didn't have a bad experience when we came in to Louisville last year.
It was fine for us.
Yep.
And then, of course, granted, we parked and then we didn't drive again till it was time to leave.
Correct. And even then when we were leaving.
We stayed at the Galt House.
Exactly. Because we just walked. We didn't go.
But I didn't notice a ton of traffic, like even like when we were going out to like get food in the afternoons and stuff like that. It looked fine, but again, that's downtown.
The only traffic we dealt with and any congestion we dealt with was when we were leaving, because you had everybody trying to pack up their cars. Like I said, you had all the tractor trailers that brought in equipment. They started lining up about 2 hours before the show was even done. I mean, they took up all around the perimeter of the convention center, and then you had people pocketed in there, and then that's also the same road that you would get like toward the interstate, and there was some traffic there. And even then, I remember like the road is kind of cattywampus on where to be able to turn. But I haven't compared to other cities in traffic. It was reasonable. So
yeah, it's I'm gonna say it's a.
Trevor said 65 is shut down.
I mean, how are people getting into your city then?
I mean, I guess they have like a roundabout. Okay. So 65. Okay.
I mean, we got several weeks. So as long as they come up with an alternate route by the time I got to go up there. In fact, actually, that's going to be a topic that we'll do the week before Home Gym Con. We'll have somebody, all the people who live local to Louisville. So Trevor, Jared, I'll be asking you guys to, obviously, watch the show, but also put your tips in the chat for, people who are driving up there, things like that, roads to avoid, things like that, so that we can help people out. So Trevor said his answer to the question today, how's he getting stuff home? He also lives local. He said, I'm already planning to borrow a truck from local family to take stuff home. So, all right, all the local residents got it. Now, people who are not local residents, I think it was Eric Eccles, stored some stuff in either Trevor or Jared's front yard for a while because Eric doesn't live in Kentucky or in Louisville. So, yeah, so he had like one of those pods that filled with equipment until he could get it shipped to his house. So there's a lot. Yeah, I want to hear all the stories. Sean said, question of the day, so far I can haul the equipment I'm picking up in my SUV. Anymore, I might have to pawn off onto other home gyms and pick up at a later date. He said, my car will look like the Griswolds from Family Vacation. Hey, good pull.
Hey.
Yet another quote that proves that he's an adult. All right. Let's see here. So, all right. So there's some discussion about the 65 project. So this portion 65 closed for repairs, causing quite a stir. And
like
Trevor
285,
answered.
yeah.
Jared said your navigation app will get you where you need to be, but Trevor also says this is a scheduled shutdown, so they're not sure when it's going to open back up. And Jared said there was a storage pod in his driveway for a week or two. So not sure if this space in Jared's driveway has to be reserved ahead of
That's
time.
what I'm saying. Hey, Jared.
I don't know if
there's
this is
some money making right there.
Hey, there you go.
Kinda
And
like
we were talking about it.
okay.
I'm about to say, we're talking about when we went to aforementioned fireworks in the park for 4th of July. We're walking through this neighborhood, and Naomi was like, you know what? I would be renting out signs. What was the other thing you said you would be renting out?
So,
your driveway to park.
Well, there were people that had their driveways and that they were rented out space. Like you could come in and like, here's like $5 or whatever. But then if you had those golf carts, because people were like, we had to park all the way toward the community center. So we had a nice, good almost a 2-mile walk to the event.
Yeah.
But it was great. Cardio. That's how we looked at it. But there were people driving past us with golf carts, because you have those that live closer to the waterway and everything. They just drive golf carts. I would have like a gypsy cab in New York. I would have come by, hey, you park the car, get onto the, onto the what you call it, the golf cart, and I'll drive you down to the event, because those were the only vehicles that can get past the guards that weren't residents or could have been were residents, but they were driving those golf carts down to.
That's right, the golf cart thing. I was like, that's actually a pretty good idea, because
make $1. The gypsy cabs in New York is $1. Well,
yeah, people will pay you $1. I mean, if you just say, hey man, give me $1 or $1 per passenger.
Yeah,
$1 per passenger. That's
that's
you
how
got
it used
that.
to be.
People got that. So yeah. Let's see here. I knew somebody was gonna say
I
it.
Saw that.
He's not as bad as the people in Boston where they're like, I left my khakis in my khakis.
Yeah.
All right. We got, as a reminder, another Home Gym Con thing. I just want to remind you guys that we do have our live stream with Anchor on Thursday of Home Gym Con. We are going to be streaming the convention from when the doors open to the public, right? So we'll be streaming the entire time. I know there's another thing going on, but I'm saying as you're walking by, our stream isn't intended to be like necessarily something you stop and just stand there and watch. It's more like as you walk by, we want you guys basically say hi, walk by. Yes, I'll be streaming, but and I know that sometimes people say they don't want to interrupt us while we're doing anything. On Thursday, while we're streaming at the Anchor booth, I encourage you to just walk right up and say hi, because if you're walking by, I'm gonna say hello to you. All right. And I'm gonna be like, hey, you will come on stream. Who are you? Is this your first time here? What's your shout out your Instagram or whatever? So we're going to have a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to do it. So excited. And I appreciate Anchor for being the host of this. Mike Carlson is that's my dude. And in fact, by the way, one of the videos I had to edit was yet another thing for Home Gym Con from Mike. So this is actually some advice that he's giving to brands if this is their first time at Home Gym Con, and that's going to be going live on the channel the week of Home Gym Con. Yeah, Sweet. The week of Home Gym Con. So you guys can stand by for that. Obviously, channel members will see it earlier than that. All right, so that's it. Now, more Home Gym Con information that you guys need to know. Carp has he's a veteran of Home Gym Con, and he has done the thing that I said y'all need to do. Yeah, we had a question on Mailbag Monday. Shout out to my guy Chris, who said he's been watching the channel for some time, but this was his first time ever commenting or asking a question. It was on Mailbag Monday, and so shout out to him and everybody else who's lurking. I love hearing from you. But he asked like some tips for Home Gym Con, and I said wear comfortable shoes, right? Yep. And Carp said, "Hey man, I'm way ahead of you because Carp has himself purchased comfortable shoes, and so he made a community post on our community post section which I also appreciate. He said, John said, get ready for Home Gym Con 2026. He said, number one,
Brooks.
get you some comfortable shoes. Got him some Brooks. I know you're a fan of Brooks as well, Naomi.
Yes, I love Brooks.
So yeah. And then that is Carp's van. I don't, there's a lot going on. He posted that originally in the Home Gym Con discussion group. And I'm just gonna, there's a lot going on in that picture as well. But he's got some comfortable shoes. So yeah, y'all make sure you guys hit up my guy Carp when you see him at Home Gym Con. Make sure y'all stop and say hello and tell him, hey man, let's see the shoes. Let's go ahead. You know, let me check out these shoes. Shout out to Brooks, by the way. I know, like I said, you're a fan of Brooks.
Have two pairs. Looking at a third.
I would say that this is not sponsored, but it could be technically sponsored because, again, related to the Shopify store. So before since I keep on teasing the Shopify store, let's do this other thing, and then we're going to talk about the Shopify store. Okay. So this is a news item that got added this morning. So I'm so excited because we have claimed after 10 years. I've been trying to do this since we started our YouTube channel 10 years ago. Well, not quite 8 years ago, because we started Garage Gym Life and then we started the YouTube channel like maybe a year or two after that. Whatever. It's been a minute and I've been trying to do it. But we finally have claimed Garage Gym Life as our official channel handle. So up until 4 a.m. Eastern time, our official channel handle was at Garage Gym Life Media. But you guys know that I refuse to even acknowledge that. So even in, I'll show you guys right here, you see right there under my headline, under my name, it says at Garage Gym Life. And that is because I have been trying to get at Garage Gym Life for all of our social media handles. So we had a fight for it on Instagram. There was some random person just parked on our handle, not even using it, not doing anything with it. And this was a similar situation. And I actually had to reach out to Instagram and demonstrate that we've got it. Yes, I had to show them our trademark certificate from the U.S. Patent and Trade Office, show them our business and corporation information and say, look, this is mine, and hand it over. All right. And so we got that on Instagram a few years ago. And this morning, after doing a similar thing with YouTube, we were able to claim it. And so our official YouTube handle is now at Garage Gym Life. So when you are telling people about us, you don't have to say media anymore. There's no more suffixes. Just Garage Gym Life on YouTube. Garage Gym Life. In fact, you ain't got to say on YouTube. Just Garage Gym Life. All right.
Awesome.
I'm so excited. Like, to some people, that may be a small thing, but
it's
it's like having somebody else. It's like, what's that dude who sold his face? The one who does the thing? Yeah, he sold the rights to his face. We didn't sell the rights to our name, but it'd be like that if somebody else is using your name. Or you know what? Actually, it's like when Prince didn't have the legal right to use his name. So remember, he had to create
that symbol.
He created a symbol so that he could still continue to make music. It's so frustrating not being able to use your name, publicly, like in a professional setting. And so it just means a lot. Yeah. And nobody else can have it. So it's ours forever. Yeah, that's right. All right. Jared said, doesn't Brooks make wide toe barefoot shoes? I'll look this up. I don't know. That's the Naomi question.
I think so.
We're going to find that out.
I know there's another brand that does wide toe barefoot shoes that
the one I wear zero shoes, so
I was going to say Flex footwear is the one that's known as wide toe.
I'm barefoot. Laughing at Eric and Jared.
The wide toe box barefoot shoe. But I don't know about Brooks. I'll have to look that up. So
we'll have to find out. I don't know. So I've never worn Brooks shoes in my life. That's 52 years going on 53 of not knowing anything about Brooks. But Naomi is your go-to expert for all Brooks related stuff. Although she doesn't wear wide toe box stuff either, because she does not have wide feet. My wife she's not a Flintstone. And I'm grateful. Anyway, let's see here. So Eric said no storage pod in your driveway this year, bud. But he said, Icebox Gym, I'm taking applications for 2026. I'm telling you, that's valuable real estate. Carlos, hold up. Carlos said, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, garage. I'm telling you, man, we slowly but surely we getting there. We're getting there. Just like we're getting there slowly but surely to 2,000 live viewers. Everybody keep doing what you're doing. Please continue to share the link, hit like and subscribe. Oh, there we go. 2012. Thank you so much for stopping by, checking out this show. And hit like and subscribe before you go. You know, hang out with us the whole time, but hit like and subscribe. If you have to go, hit like and subscribe. So Jared says, I'm looking for a cushioned wide toe minimalist shoe now.
Flex Footwear. Definitely check them out.
Okay.
Flex Footwear. Okay. And I've seen recently that certain styles meet the HSA FHA requirements. And if you work in healthcare or military.
Oh, no. Are you saying flex or flux?
Flex. Or hold on. Maybe flux.
Okay. I've never heard. Okay. I'm about to say I ain't never heard no flex footwear. It sounds amazing, but Flux Footwear, I've heard of them. I've never tried them. I'm happy to try them. So if anybody from Flux Footwear is watching, hey, I'm open to trying your shoe. I am a wide toe box connoisseur of shoes. Carp, it's funny because I was talking to the Tip Bar guys, makers of the hold on a second. Is it are they the ones? Yeah, they have the Apex bench. So you are a little bit early for that, but yes, they said they are coming on the show. Today we're doing Exponent Edge. So you're just you're prophetic. I didn't even mention that to anybody, but yeah. And Trevor said Tur makes stuff with Squat University. I think they have a barefoot shoe too. Yep. I actually was looking at Tur shoes to wear for benching. Kat was Wiseman. She uses them. So I'm gonna go ahead and but I'm gonna check them out for benching. All right, let's go ahead. So I'll just tell you guys, we're building a Shopify store. I'm gonna just run through this real quick because there's nothing to share with you guys as far as images yet. We're building a Shopify store. It's gonna feature 2 categories of merch. First, Garage Gym Life branded products. So like the shirt I'm wearing right here, this will be one of the items that's in there. We basically use Bella canvas for all of our shirts. So they're comfortable enough to wear. And we try to make sure our stuff is good enough to like wear out and about, but also, you know, I also like to make stuff that will motivate you when you're training. In fact, I even one time had a shirt design. I've got a shirt design that's backwards. So if you're squatting in front of the mirror, you can see it and it motivates you. Yeah. And then the other one is going to be products that we have vetted personally in our reviews since we started the channel. And so so nothing's going to be in our store that hasn't been reviewed and you'll be able to see the reviews and you'll be able to see videos of us using these products if you are, you know, subscribed to the YouTube channel or you watch our YouTube videos. And then in the past, we didn't have an easy way to get people, like, to share those links with people so that they could buy them, especially because some products that we love, are huge fans of, aren't in the YouTube shopping algorithm. And, you know, I may not think about saying, okay, let me post this link in every single video description or a YouTube short or whatever. So this way, we're going to have the Shopify store. You can just go to the Garage Gym Life store. That's literally what it's called. Go to Garage Gym Life store, and then we'll have everything categorized in a couple different ways. One of them is going to be, you know, this home gym setup. So just basic stuff that, you know, Naomi and I both agree is good to start a home gym. But then we'll also have stuff that's like my favorites, Naomi's favorites, because there's some things that we don't both review, right? So like if it's like a spin bike or something, Naomi's more likely to review that, just for example. That's just first example came off the top of my head. So anyway, so there's not going to be any, like, we've already had people offer stuff to us that we haven't reviewed and we turn it down. The store is not ready to go yet, but we are working on it because we're trying to get it right before we get it out there. So those are the pros. Only con is it's a ton of work to set up the store. Brands don't check their email. So we've got like 12 brands we've sent emails to, and this is almost like Recliner Rage. We got 12 brands we sent emails to, and they've already agreed to be in the store, but they haven't checked their email yet. I'm like, you're killing me, Smalls, movie quote. Like, come on, man, what you doing? You're holding up progress right now, trying to get things going. So if you're a brand watching this and you know we've talked to you, go check your email inbox. And it's okay. And the email's not coming from Garage Gym Life. It's going to come from Shopify Collective. So that's another thing. So make sure you check your spam folder to make sure you don't miss the email. All right. Anyway, so that's that. Let's go into Recliner Rage. Everything else that's on the rundown as far as news, we'll just push to next week because it'll still be newsworthy. Even like the thing, the Home Gym Marketplace, because we're having Brandon on the show next week, so we can go into greater detail about that at that time.
Awesome.
So let's go ahead and it's time for Recliner Rage. Let's begin. It's the Recliner of Rage.
It's the Recliner of Rage, 'cause he's not happy.
Okay, today's Recliner Rage is dedicated to my left hamstring. So I was squatting yesterday morning, and my entire body was ready to squat. My head, my heart, my hands, every body part was like, let's go squat, right? My left hamstring seemed like it was there for the party, but when we got to the final, literally the final set, got to the last set, and my left hamstring said, I unracked the weight, I step out, and then my left hamstring said, just as I broke at the hips, it was like, hey, man, I decided I don't want to play today. Like, what? Because I got this horrible cramp in my left hamstring. I was like, seriously? Now, that tells me that I'm squatting correctly because I'm squatting in a more glute and hip dominant fashion because I'm squatting for powerlifting. But I don't care. The point is, my left hamstring betrayed me. And like, I'm in this position, slightly bent over, and I said, you know what, man, I could do this. Let's go. Come on now. Let's get it. We only got 3 more reps. Let's go right now. Last set, best set, all the stuff I tell myself. And then I stopped and I stood up straight. And I said, wait a minute. That's the voice of Young John. Young John used to get hurt. So I respectfully racked the weight and said, we ain't doing that. We ain't going to do that. I tried to do some other stuff. I was literally doing some reverse Nordics and my hamstring was cramping. That's a quad stretch. My hamstring was cramping. I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's just stop. So I went upstairs and I actually, not because he's backstage getting ready to join the show, but I actually applied some muscle men that I got from Jay onto the hamstring, and that stuff is amazing. I'm telling you.
That works.
If you don't have some, you need to get your life together. But muscle men, yeah, that's like, as we used to say in Maryland, that stuff is like that. And that's also a very sensitive area. That's the left hamstring is really close to some important body parts, but it did not burn, which is what I was concerned about. Like some ligaments might. So anyway, I don't think I pulled or strained anything. It's just a cramp, but I'm still taking it easy until Sunday's bench session. So I didn't say I wasn't lifting weights, but I'm going to do my press workout sitting down. It's going to be seated press instead of standing press today, but still I'm really mad because I mean, literally, like, okay, if you will stop me from squatting, I know some people are like, well, at least you got something done. I don't care about that. At least if you will stop me from squatting, stop me before I even go downstairs. Because then I can just do some other stuff. Or let me finish, and then when I get done, I come upstairs, you're like, oh, whoa, I overdid it. Maybe next time I need, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, what is this? That's like that time I deadlifted 500 pounds 9 times. And everybody was like, oh, that's awesome. I know it's not awesome. Nobody does 9 deadlifts. You do 10. You do 5, you do 8. What is this 9 business? I'm mad about that all over again.
Personal best.
Mad about that all over again, as a matter of fact. Now that I think about that. Anyway, Naomi, I know you got to get out of here because you got stuff to take care of. So go ahead and let everybody know what's going on with you and give them a quick update on your race. And then while you do that, I'll get everything set up to add LinkedIn to the stream.
No problem. Well, it is the final stretch. My triathlon is not this Sunday, it's next Sunday. So doing those last time drills, both for swimming, running, and biking, but kind of taking it easy, really focusing on nutrition this week as well. So that way I don't bomb out during the race. I've kind of found a good sweet spot when it comes down to my nutrition to make sure I have plenty of energy for those endurance sports that are involved with the triathlon. So I'm excited. The nervous energy is starting to kick in a little bit. So I'm excited. But yeah, so that's what's going on my end.
All right, so Jay, who's backstage, just told you good luck in the private chat.
Oh,
So yeah,
thanks,
so he is.
Jay.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll let you go.
And I will be taking Muscleman with me for after the race
Heck yeah,
because you
that stuff
start
is
having
amazing.
you
You
start
put it
having
on and you wake up like new money.
that cramping kind of kick in. So absolutely, that will be in my go bag
Heck yeah.
For post race recovery.
Heck
But
yeah, and actually, that's going to be one of the items in our Shopify store is the
Mhm.
Muscle Men stuff because we swear by it.
Yes.
Swear by it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, all right. Love you. Go do what you got to do, and I'll see you in a couple hours.
All righty. Bye, everybody. Have a great one.
All right. Later. So that was my lovely wife, Naomi, and she is let's see here. She is getting ready. I'm excited for her. We actually got her a triathlon suit, and this will be her first time wearing it in a. She's worn it like to train, but this will be her first time wearing it in an actual race. A couple more comments before we bring Jay on. So let's see. Answers to the question of the day. So Carp said he is loading down the SUV to get his stuff home from Home Gym Con. Letha from Balancing Grace Coaching said late to the party, but her husband is driving his truck, so we might bring all the things home from Home Gym Con. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Let's see here. Shout out to people who just joined us. Hey, Carp, you said their name. You said Apex, and David from Apex Fitness is watching the show. Appreciate you joining the stream. This is David's first time checking out the show, I believe. Had an awesome conversation with him last I guess 7:00. So last night it was morning for him because he's currently in China. So we are putting together so that he can come on the show and talk about his products. So looking forward to that. My brother Brian, Uncle Brian is here. He says somebody ho. That's right. Yeah, 9 reps of anything is unacceptable. It's either 5, 1, 3, 5, 8, 10. The end. All right. And let's see here. All right, so that's it. Okay, so shout out to the Central Time Zone. It is I'd say it is 5:58. 5:58 there. Close enough to me to 7:00 for me. Thank you guys for joining the show. Thank you for being a part of what I think is humbly the best morning show on YouTube and LinkedIn. Make sure you guys follow Garage Gym Life Media on LinkedIn. And make sure that you subscribe to Garage Gym Life here on Instagram. Hit that like button, hit subscribe for me if you are just joining the show. And we appreciate you guys being here. My next guest is Jason Benwa. So Jay is the founder of Exponent Edge. He's been on the show multiple times. In fact, he was on the show before I met him in person. I met him in person at Home Gym Con year 2, but before that, he was on the show the month before that, and we talked about his revolutionary product, the Infinity Bench. Since then, Jay has continued to break the internet with his products that he has developed based upon like 35 years of being a home gym owner. And today is no exception. He's here to talk about his latest revolutionary internet breaking product, which is called the Shadow Rack. So we posted about the Shadow Rack on Instagram, and this rack is so unlike anything else that people were asking questions. I saw people talking about it on other podcasts. Well, this is not a podcast. Saw people talking about it on their podcasts because there were a lot of questions, and everybody just want to know what's going on with it. And Exponent Edge was good enough to give us exclusive access to the installation of the first ever Shadow Rack prototype at the home of Chicago Bears linebacker DeMarco Jackson. Shout out to DeMarco. He's a really cool guy. Appreciate him letting us into his house to do the filming. But you guys were able to watch that video, and I've got the link for it in the description for this video now. So if you haven't seen it, you can check it out when the show is over. But I know you guys had questions. There were a lot of questions in the comment section. And so we've asked Jay to come on here so he can answer as many of those questions as he can. Jay, you ready? He said, I'm ready to go. He said, I've been ready since you've been talking. All right. I've been the obstacle. All right. Let's go ahead and everybody give a warm welcome to my guy, Jay. First guest of the day.
Hey, how are you?
Round of applause for the headband. All right. All right. So thanks for getting up way too early with Garage in Life, man. You froze. You're too big for my
John,
screen.
it seemed to...
Yeah, you just froze. That's all right. Tell you what, let me there you go. You're back.
Yeah.
Got you. I got
my
you.
My laptop's showing full bars, so
hey, that's okay.
Cool.
All right, you are back. All right. So like I said, man, this is one of those things that people have a ton of questions. So let's see here. So Carlos, we got some people saying hello to you already. 332. What's going on, Ashley? She said, hey, John
Ashley.
and Jay. What's going on, Ashley? Did you meet Ashley at Home Gym Con?
I did.
I'm trying to think because I know she was there for year 2 because I met her in year 1, but I mean, I know she was there year 2 because she was a guest on our show, our live show that year. Okay, yeah, so you did meet her. All right, cool. Anyway, so we've got a mix of questions that I came up with based upon watching the install, and then some questions that people posted in the comments of the Shadow Rack reveal video. So I'm going to start with those, but if you guys have any questions as you're watching live, go ahead and put those questions in the live chat so that we can get them answered for you. If you're watching on replay, go ahead and post your questions and you have questions. Go ahead and post those questions in the comment section as well, and we'll either answer them on Mailbag Monday, or I'll try to get Jay to swing back through and answer the questions for you himself.
I'll check this and your other posts periodically, like every couple hours, just to see if people have some questions, and I'll answer them. And hey, everybody, to saying good morning, thanks.
Yeah,
appreciate
it.
Look at him.
I humbly acknowledge all of your applause.
No, just saying good morning. I got my workout in. After this, I got my sauna on, ready to go, and then I'll finally eat some breakfast. So
there you go. All right.
Yeah,
that sounds like a win. That's how winners win. That actually, I'm not going to talk about it. So that actually is relevant to something that I think I've already asked you that I want to do with you. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
All right. So let's just say, so we can kind of see your gym behind you. And it's a small space. So most of the time when you make products, they are optimized for a small space because you're solving problems for yourself, right? The Shadow Rack, it looks like you created the Shadow Rack as a solution for everybody, right? Because it's essentially 3 power racks in one, and it's not even that. It's actually like, let's say it's a power rack, 2 squat rigs, and a functional trainer, depending on the configuration, right? So walk me through the thought process and unpack the why behind the Shadow Rack.
So a couple things. I know all the stuff not everything, but most of what I've been making has been, or the thought process around smaller spaces. And you might be surprised, the Shadow Rack actually would fit in this gym. Now it's only 180 square feet, and it would have fit on this side. I've got a 3x3 rack that's up, and this is a 2x2. But ultimately, I was handicapped with putting the rack in here, because if I put my Shadow Rack in here, there is no possible way I ever could have gotten any footage based upon the angles that are in this room. So long story short, we found somebody, we kind of both looking for each other. and found a space to put our rack in. We can talk about that later. But like for me, like this gym, you see me in it right now, but it's my family's gym. So like that was the basis around the shadow rack. And the
so that it's like so that everybody could work out at the same time.
So like,
gotcha.
Like if my wife and I want to work out at the same time, like we have racks on opposite sides of the wall, but that's still kind of complicated. And I know there's a lot of people that work out with either their partner or their kids or, you know, people, friends in their neighborhood. And there was really no easy way for people to be able to work out together without spending time like changing plates or you know, stuff like that at the same time. And not only that, I wanted to solve problems that what I believe haven't been solved up to this point in time. And I didn't want to just make, hey, look at it, it's Jay, here's my shadow rack. Here's my rack that looks like everybody else's and does what everybody else's does. But since I'm Exponent Edge, like I'm the one to pick. Like that's if you know anything about me and my company, like that is not what any of our products are. None of them. And it's going to continue to be that way. So, and John, just so you know, I'm not watching the questions all that well on the side. So if you
no, I got you. I'm gonna post them up and ask them to you. Just fine. Cool. You don't have, don't worry about that at all.
But like I'm trying to build something for my entire family or other families, and I think we all know that home gyms primarily started in smaller spaces, but home gyms are not staying small spaces anymore. They're actually turning into hobbies and those other things. So I think this was a good opportunity to bring something new to the market. It's not ready to sell yet, but we'll get into that with some other questions I believe that you or other people are going to ask. But it was built to have a multi-user gym. So you know, when my two boys come to work out, they use different weights because one's 15 and one's 13 and one's 10. That we can accomplish that. So
it's a so one of the things that I think about, and we already have people making asking questions and making comments. So the first one. So my brother said it's beautiful, and it's one of those things you see it and you're just like, whoa, right? Jared said, for the shadow rack, I'll tell you, I didn't know what I was looking at until John's video, and now I get it. So like that was the thing. I was trying to explain it to people, and it sounds like I'm just trying to get watch time for the reveal video, but I'm like, literally, you won't understand unless you watch the reveal video, because then you can see, you're like, oh, it is a lot of stuff just all of a sudden makes sense. Yes, people have had follow-up questions, but they understand the concept when they watch the video. So I encourage you watch the video. So let's see here. And Carlos said the shadow rack is the octagon of workout cages. Heck yeah. Let's see here. And hey, shout out to Cyrus Grissom 2009. He said, what's up, peeps? What's up, man? Appreciate you joining us. If you have any questions about the shadow rack, please go ahead and drop them for Jay right now. And Carp said, I really like the fold out to a double rack design. I think that's one of the things that stands out to people. And I will say that I think people are sleeping on the 45-degree angle. But that's because I think they'll have to see just like they had to see the fold out design to get it. I think they'll have to see some of the applications of the 45-degree angle position for it to start making sense. To them, like, oh, I get it now. But hey, that creates a target rich environment for content creation. You know, you got like endless videos you can make related to that. Let's see some of these questions you've already answered, but let's go ahead and address them there. So some people were watching the video and they saw that it kind of as you're watching it, in fact, let me see if it's possible if this is one of the things. All right, so that's DeMarco right there. No. So let me see if I can. So when he was opening it, I want to maybe right here. You can see it, right? It goes through it. I think there's a thing showing it opening up, but if not, We'll just have to.
If anybody's wondering, the other guy on the wall, that's my engineer. It's Adrian.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm the idea guy. He's the one that like actually makes it come to life because I can only draw.
This is what I'm talking about. Like
make the actual CAD drawings and specs and stuff like that. So sorry.
That right. So that no, that's okay. So that part right there where you guys saw like DeMarco was opening it up and it was kind of like sticking a little bit on one side. So people were asking if the uprights need to be off the ground to give clearance for smooth movement, and if so, does that affect stability of the rack? And like I said, you already answered it, but you say it's related to the spring. So go ahead and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So the rack, how it's made to perform both in the traditional 4-post position and then also when both of them fold out is for the post to be flat on the ground.
Right.
You can't see it in a lot of the pictures, but in the back, it's spring loaded and it's a very heavy duty spring. Now, what that spring is doing is on that front post, all you're doing is lifting up that front post. And if you see in the video, we're only getting it up maybe like 1/8 of an inch, and it rotates back with it off the ground, and it's very easy to lift. My 15-year-old could do it pretty easily. Is you just lift it up and it rotates back. So the post is on the ground for stability when you're performing all your lifts, both in the 4-post and the fold-out position. And once you lift it up, the spring allows you to lift it up and you roll it back. And it's a heavy-duty spring, so it pushes the post back down to the ground. So, I mean, you may not get a full breadth of that in that video with DeMarco in that install, but that's how the rack is functioning. Right.
You kind of understand what Jay is saying if you've already watched our video. If you haven't, just watch our video. You'll see when they're opening it up. So as I understand it, the reason why it was sticking is because I mean, it was his first time ever doing it. You just have to apply constant pressure or else the spring's going to push it back down. And that's why it was dragging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
We want that post hitting the ground so it can handle 2,000 pounds.
Right.
So.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. So you kind of also already answered that, but is it basically, does that affect the stability of the rack? And I'll say that the rack looked 100% stable. From what you were saying, is like, okay, it's on the ground. So, and then also it's mounted to those brackets in the wall. In fact, I'll show that. That's one of the other things that people didn't really get. I don't think that when the rack is in, this is a good one. When the rack is in the fully open position, the brackets are, the uprights, which are curved, are in brackets that are bolted to the wall. And so you guys see right there, hopefully you can see it, but there's like a bracket holding each side in, because otherwise the uprights swing back. Potentially,
they would come back. They would come back a little bit. And you don't want that happening when you're squatting, trying to rack a bar or something like that. No, you wouldn't.
that's bad. So, having said that, I did notice that the stability point is you guys actually plan on having 2 sets of brackets, one at the top and one at the bottom, and you ended up not having to do that. That's you hard at work right there. You end up not having to do that because the brackets on top were enough to hold it. So that was actually pretty cool right there too. So let's go to the next question. So this is a big one. All right. This is a big one. You told me you were not aware of the 5/8 Society. All right. Home Gym Harry, I don't know if you're watching. This man that you're watching here. Okay, so hold on and make sure. Normally I don't do this, but it's just you. All right. This man was not aware of the 5/8 Society. Okay. So I told you about it. It's just funny because this is like one of the parts where that wasn't recorded. I mentioned the 5/8 Society. You're like, what's that? Right. And I said, no, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. And have you looked into the 5/8 Society at all since our conversation? Well, you've been busy.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked. Yeah. Well, I mean, I read about it.
Okay.
Deep diving. No.
So did you see now why I said, "Oh, this guy, you're part of the 5/8 Society," and didn't even realize it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any chance of any 5/8 Society rack badges anywhere in your gym? You're gonna go ahead and get one?
Maybe I'll get one of those.
You might need to. You might need
I
to.
mean, yeah, I might need to. I mean, both of these are 5/8. So
Yeah, this dude he loves 5/8. Okay, with a and you also like west side spacing as well too.
yeah, I'm gonna. That's why we have it on our shadow rack. Personally, from benching, I don't think I would want shorter space than 1 inches, or I mean a wider space than 1 inch for getting it into the correct position. I got mine set up now. I benched this morning, so
5/8. Okay, so
Yeah.
he's 5/8 society all day. However, are you willing to add 1 inch hole spacing at some point in the future to the shadow rack? Or an even more elite question is right here. So Iron Bull Strength is not making power racks anymore for the foreseeable future. They're not out of business. For anybody who's been out there saying that they're out of business, they're not going out of business, but they're not making racks anymore. So that means there's potentially space in the market for this. So would you ever consider like a snowman or keyhole design on your rack? So you know what I'm talking about. It's like 1 inch and 5/8 holes on the same rack. Would you ever consider that?
Keyhole, no, not for the rack.
Okay.
We are likely doing that with our infinity arm.
Okay.
But and I can explain why we're not doing a keyhole on the rack. So one of the benefits that you have this rack was made in US. One of the benefits to manufacturing here is a couple things. One, significantly lower MOQ. Customization. So I want to talk a little bit about customization. So what people saw, at least you can tell a little bit on that rack in some pictures, is that this rack is two-toned. It's a black, it's a glossy black, and then silver. That was per DeMarco's request. And that's not something that's special only to DeMarco. That is going to be an option for people to choose 2 colors for the rack that they want to have. So if you want to have a black and green or a white and green rack in your space, because you're an Eagles fan or something like that, then you can certainly.
We don't. We don't say that kind of stuff on this show.
Or
Okay?
if you're a Washington fan and you want
Dang right.
and
burgundy and gold. See, you're doing that on purpose.
then you can do that. So that rack we used prismatic powders. They're out of, and then there's another really good one called Columbia. But those are the 2 largest powder coating brands in the U.S. that where the rack is made will be using those powders, and we plan to offer somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 different colors. So you should be able to find what you want to find. But that relates to what I'm going to say from customization. Yes, there's going to be the capability to do 1 inch holes. And what that's really going to be is, and I'm not saying capability, I'm saying in time, we're going to allow customization from either choosing a 5/8 hole or 1 inch hole. You'll already be able to choose your color customization. That's something that'll be available right from the start. You'll be able to choose what size hole that you want. And then the other customization would be height of the rack. Now, the rack that you saw that we installed with DeMarco was 80 inches. We'll talk about the changes that we're making. Every change that we're making to this rack from this first version, they're all cosmetic.
Which is a prototype. Let me make that clear. That's a prototype.
So everybody understands, like, we walked into this not knowing what the heck was going to happen.
Yeah.
And like I had weeks, my left eye was twitching for about 3 weeks, probably just from stress. Of knowing, like, I'm going to go in and install this rack into a NFL player's home and it might not go up. Luckily, we spent 9 months working on this thing. So I felt confident, but that question.
No, I get it. Like, you don't know because you literally had never seen it in person, actually. Like, until that moment. You saw it when I saw it. Yeah.
And I got a picture of all this stuff, all of our equipment, everything. He owns everything that we have. Sitting on the floor in his gym while we found a date that kind of lined up. But that rack was 80 inches. We're actually moving it to 84 inches. It's a little bit taller.
Really?
The reason behind,
it looks tall.
We want it to be as tall as possible with sitting underneath a standard garage door height of 85 inches. Now we're going to allow for height customization down the road, because if you see in DeMarco's garage, he actually has like a 9-foot garage door opener. So if you wanted one to be taller, you could do that. And if you want someone that's got like a 7-foot ceiling in their basement, you'll be able to customize the height of the rack. Now, this is not, that is not going to be an option right at the start.
Well, hold on. I'm just saying that's crazy because DeMarco is, a tall dude. That's an NFL player, right? He's a tall dude. You're like 6'1", I think, 6'1", 6'2", and you can see the height of the rack is above your head, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't look that short. But I get what I guess it's not like, even when DeMarco walked up to it, it's like it's still over his head. Far enough over his head. I guess it's not far enough over his head. Like he didn't put his arms in the air. I'm thinking about it now.
Right.
Like he was going to do pull-ups or something. And I'm saying that because Eric is kind of tall. He's like, why is this so short? He's like, is this a rack for ants? But go ahead, finish what you were saying. Because that'll relate to this comment here.
Yeah, we just want to allow people to have that opportunity for customization.
Okay.
And now the downside is it's always more to manufacture here, but getting manufacturing back here to the States has been a long-term goal of mine, and this was the way to at least start doing that. We also have a barbell we've already got the prototype. It's been here. That will also be releasing here.
That's new.
The same time. Yeah, it wasn't there because I only have one of them.
Well, what I'm saying is you've got the bodybuilding bar already. This is a completely different bar you're coming out with, right?
Yes. Well, that bar I actually stopped making it. But this new one, this one will be coming. I can't really say much about it right now, but it will be coming.
We're about to have a phone conversation.
It should be coming the same time that we release the rack, which we're hopeful it's going to be like the end of the third quarter, start of the fourth quarter. We're just making some minor cosmetic changes. I do want to answer one question.
Go ahead.
From Carp, he's talking about the garage doors. So the solve to that is the spring. So it is a heavy duty spring. So if there's a difference of, say, maybe a like 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch on slope, that spring should be helping making up for that slight distance. Like when I say heavy duty spring, it's a heavy duty spring. We wanted that thing to be able to hold a couple thousand pounds, but also it's heavy duty because like we've talked about where that rack can open up at different angles. So when that rack opens up to different angles, that spring is what's pushing it back down to the floor to keep it sturdy. But that spring also has to be able to handle a cable system that will be designing for the rack, and it needs to be able to hold. So right now we believe that spring can hold 300 pounds on each side using likely a plate loaded cable system. So we had to be heavy duty, and we had to plan for that now versus down the road.
Right.
And that you had asked about different variants. There will not be different variants. It's going to be the variant or version will be what someone decides that they want it to be for themselves. So that's the customization. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, you got me. Don't think I forgot about that barbell thing. We're gonna have a phone conversation because that was breaking. In fact, hold up. You know what? I'm gonna do this right here. You guys just heard it right here. Exponent Edge is coming out with a new bar. That's breaking news. Y'all just heard it right here. You didn't know I had that animation right there. I spent some of the show budget on it, so I had to use it. And let's see here. There's something else right here. So I think this is my guy Chris. He said, "I'll speak for Harry and the 5/8 gang." He said, "You better know." I'm telling you, the 5/8 Society is a real thing. They are. You guys are very passionate in a way that I had not anticipated. Somebody being passionate about the size of the holes in their rack, but it makes sense. And 922 Design makes those badges. Yes, he does. And he is a good dude. So I know you're not going to Home Gym Con, but I mean, you can just order it from his website. But there's also potential for collaboration if you wanted to do that. People are loving the Carp said that's really promising. 1-inch custom colors. He said, I am listening. And let's see here. Okay. So my brother wants to know. I know it's early in development, but do you know how it'll hold up out in the elements? His gym is outdoors, in his backyard.
Yeah.
So what do you know
So
about that?
product hasn't been tested there specifically, but the rack powder coating is an epoxy that is underneath the actual powder coat. That would be a question I would have to probably reach out to Prismatic Powders and to Columbia and ask them. But listen, that's a great question because that's something I haven't asked. You can bet after this phone call, I'm going to add it to my shadow rack list of to-dos and questions, and I'll be finding out about that. So
especially because of the hinge points, to make sure that those work out. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the
cross. Prevent everything. There's no way.
No,
everything. But yeah.
I also think something else that people don't think about when it comes to putting a rack outdoors is you got to have drain holes, for like when it rains. Otherwise, you have water pool inside the in the bottom of it. So, like, let's say you bury it in the ground, that should be fine because obviously the water will go out through the holes in the rack itself. Excuse me, but you still don't want to have an end cap on the bottom because it'll pool there, and then that's going to lead to rust over time. So you got to have either drain holes or you got to make sure that the bottom is open if you're going to embed it into the ground. Let's talk about the cross members. Hugh Lee Fitness asked on YouTube. He said they're curved. So and everybody's had questions about why they're curved. So talk about, are they basically rear-based stabilizers?
Yeah, that's part of the functioning behind it. When we first designed the rack, the very first iteration, the cross members were straight cross members, and they would have been stabilized because we would have been using the same kind of a mount from the wall. The mount from the wall, though, would have been a few inches longer, so that way it could hook into the cross members to keep them stable. So yes, whether they were curved or whether they were flat, they were going to be stabilized by a piece that comes from the wall that allows you to put a magnetic pin through that cross member. But the nice thing is we found an issue with using a flat cross member that solved two things. One, it got our mount to be right directly against the wall and not protrude out an extra 6 inches, right? It's literally, the mount is, I don't have an example right here in my room to show you, but, and it's hard to see there. I've got pictures on my phone that I could eventually share, but the pin goes through a little mount that's mounted to the wall, and it goes through the cross member. It keeps it in place, keeps it stable, makes it so it doesn't move, etc.
Right.
The angled cross member allowed us to keep it against the wall, so that reduces cost.
Right.
And it can handle a lot more weight because it's
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Secondly, a flat cross member, if you were trying to squat, you'd likely be hitting your shins, or you have to do some really funky, probably bending your back more than you want to be to get a bar out of your J cup. So the folded cross member actually solved both of those issues for us to make it so, one, you could easily squat out of position, and two, it was closer to the wall. So we kind of got, sometimes lucky things happen, but it solved two issues for us.
Yeah, it's so I'm trying to go through some of these pictures right here that you shared with me to see if I could find a close-up of that pin. And I don't have any. I've got one at the bottom, but I don't have anything that shows the pin at the top with the bracket. So
yeah,
what it is. But anyway, let's Jared wants to know, what's the total depth of the rack when it's completely open and pinned to the wall?
Jared should probably know that off the top of my head. I believe it's 12 inches. So like if you measure from wall to the back of the 3x3 post, I believe that's 12 inches.
Okay.
So when you have a J cup on it, that will add a couple of inches depending upon which J cup. But our rack will also come with our patented calf cups. You see there?
Right.
And they will also be customized in 2 different colors and made in the US. Okay. So I love those freaking things. So you'll be able to choose that as well. So I'd have to get the actual measurement from back of the post. So what I'm saying on the back of the post is, let me just turn this laptop a little bit. I'm sure everybody knows what I'm saying, but back of the post right here from the wall, I believe is 12 inches. And so you'd add an extra, the rack is actually true 3x3 since it's made in the US. So we're adding probably another 5 inches from the back of the post to the, where your bar will rest on the J cup. So it's plenty of space from the wall. You won't have an issue with any of that.
Got it.
Hopefully I answered what he wants to know.
Oh yeah, he said he said, man, that's outstanding. This needs to be on people's radar, and that's something I'm going to make sure that we talk about, is like how people can keep up with what's going on with every stage of the development of the rack, because you guys have plans. You know, you're actively developing the rack now based on what you learned. And in fact, Adrian said to me that you guys were going to go back to the drawing board to tweak and improve the rack. What are some of your top priorities as you make the design changes for version 2? And are those going to be changes that you'll be able to just easily incorporate into the rack that Marco has? Or would it require like a brand new build from the ground up? You know what I mean? Like you say, okay, let's make this change. Let's go over to DeMarco's house since it's not far from you and see how it looks in real life. Or is this something that's going to be like, now we have to do a completely new rack?
Well, everything that we're changing is 100% cosmetic. So nothing we're changing is from a functionality perspective. So for example, the lag screws we used on the stringers, they were too bulky. They didn't need to be that big. So we're going to be using, slightly smaller lag screw. That's something that, DeMarco has a monster lag screw going through the stringer into the wall. So we're going to be using a smaller lag screw just because I had to make a quick run to Lowe's during install to get a larger socket wrench because I didn't own the socket wrench size for that lag screw. So that's one example. One, it makes it so pretty standard equipment or tool that most people have in their home, they'll be able to install it. So it's a slightly smaller lag screw. So 100% cosmetic. The other thing is, if you when you saw the numbers that are etched on the rack, which will come standard on the rack, we were numbering every other hole. It felt busy. So it's going to be like in every third hole. So it'd be like 1, 4, because it just felt like too much on the rack, in my opinion. So we're just going to reduce the number of numbers on the rack slightly. So that's like another minor cosmetic change that we have into the rack. And that's really most of the change that we're making. None of it, thank goodness, everything went smooth and there was no change from a functionality perspective that we had to make. So,
all right. Can I push back on the numbering thing?
Sure.
All right. Yeah. So I like numbers on every single hole. The reason for that is, again, so this is something that's designed for multiple people to use at once, right? And I've got, in fact, Jared, he's probably working out right now, but I got this idea from Jared. Depending on what the thing is that you mount on there, it's going to be different hole spacings, right? But it's going to be a different hole setting for different people. So, for example, Naomi sets the safeties at a different height than I do, right? Mm-hmm. And it's actually not as far apart as you might think because of how I squat. But if she's bench pressing, the height is going to be different. If she's doing incline versus flat, it's going to be different. And then it'll be still different for me because my incline angle is at a different degree than hers if I'm incline or decline benching, right? And so having multiple numbers just makes it easier to remember because I literally write down so like, for example, safety bar position for benching is different than it is for squatting. So I write down on the dry erase board, safety bar position or safety's position for bench for squat. And I have the numbers written right there. So it saves me time because I don't have to remember. I don't have to figure it out every time. Same thing for J hooks. My J hook position is different depending on whether I'm doing a squat, an overhead press, bench press, bent over row, and it's different depending on whether I'm using a J cup that has a roller or no roller, and also the height of the roller. So yeah, I just mentioned, I did mention you. So actually chime in on this, Jared, because I got the idea from you. Yeah, so he said it's a pressing chart because it saves you so much time to know exactly where the J cups go, where the spotter arms go, especially if one day, you're lifting by yourself. You don't want to guess wrong. And I've done this. I put the spotter bar, the spotter arm somewhere, and I think it's good, and it's actually too low. And then let's say I can't do the weight, and now I'm pinned under the thing. I'm not injured or anything, but it's just too low and I can't get out. You know what I mean? So the more numbers, the better. And then even for the sake of someone who does powerlifting, I rack pull at different heights, right? Depending on what position of my deadlift I'm trying to address. So if I'm trying to do a rack pull from just above the knee, it's going to be at one position. If I'm doing a deadlift from just below the knee, all right, well, yeah, but I know where my knees are, okay? But again, it goes back to multiple people. So if Naomi's doing rack pulls, it's going to be at a different height, or Romanian deadlifts. So you just having multiple numbers saves so much time in terms of getting all your attachments set up, especially if you're going to have to make multiple changes during a workout from one type of thing to another. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a chart.
Numbers are going to be on the rack. So I guess my question would be, how imperative is it we could even ask the people around here to have like 1, 3, 5, 7 versus 1, 4, stuff like that.
So there you can see Carp's answer. Someone that's reviewed a lot of racks, including budget high racks. More numbers is definitely better. So basically the other impression is that when you don't have less numbers, it comes across as you're trying to save money and it's a budget rack as opposed to being a premium.
I mean, the cost between in every other versus every third, we're talking like, I don't know, price of a rack, it'd be like 0.05% of the cost. So
I understand. I'm just telling you, that's not what people are going to perceive it as.
Yeah, to me, it felt busy. But that's coming from somebody who, if you look at my rack, I have a rack with silver Sharpie written on the side for where I put all of my J cups.
That's the thing. So with the numbers, you don't have to do that because. So again, we have a chart.
Well, yeah, that's why we're doing numbers. That's what people would want to expect from
every single hole.
U.S. manufacturing rack. So I mean, that's a really simple reevaluation. It doesn't change. I mean, the one that DeMarco has every other hole. So
I got you.
Yeah,
it's like literally every single hole we want numbers because of what I just said. It makes it so much better from a So, okay, for Jared, he said, I recorded a number on his chart for every angle his bench offers. And then, if I change benches, I change the numbers. That changes the numbers again for me. So I have to go back to the chart and I spend a day every time I get a new bench in. I go back and I say, okay, where's everything going to go? And that's quite a number of attachments. And then Naomi has to do the same thing too. So
okay. Well, I'm going to write that back down. And just make sure that reevaluate.
Okay.
Whole number.
And I appreciate that because that's why we're talking about it now. Carp said it also helps you make sure you have it in the correct hole because if you have it like every other, you could have 1 in 4, 1 in 5, and think they're level from the naked eye if there are no numbers there. So there. From Brendan James on YouTube, he says, very unique setup. Said you should add a Voltra for cable work. Works great in the garage for space saving. So I am on record as being anti-Voltra. Okay. Now that's not got anything to do with you. I just don't like Voltras for myself. I get why people like them, but I don't like them. I do like the Anchor because of so my thing with the Voltra is not having to charge. And I don't like something I have to charge up. So anyway, but the concept I'm not against. and you've mentioned multiple times and multiple things that people could do with the cable. So are you open to collabs with Voltra or Anchor for the shadow rack while you're waiting for your functional trainer solution?
Absolutely. If any of those companies want to actually deliver a true creable crossover to people buying their products, reach out to me. I'll talk about it, because like we've talked about, the reason for the 45 degrees and other angles for the rack is for that reason. I mean, guys, do not tell me you're doing a true cable crossover with a 48-inch wide rack. You're not doing it. It ain't happening. And so I'll do them here, but my setup is kind of funky. I don't use a single rack for my cable crossovers. I actually use the two racks with the weight coming off each one of them. So I'm actually getting a true cable crossover. If I wasn't doing that, or I have two, if I wasn't doing that, I'm not doing a true cable crossover with 48 inches. I mean, this is what your arms start at.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it in every video that people are doing cable crossovers. It's kind of like a mix between a cable chest press and like a partial cable crossover is really what they're performing. And not that there's anything wrong with doing a cable chest press. Nothing wrong with it. I do it. And not that there's anything wrong with necessarily doing that, but dude, I spent a lot of years working in a gym, and there's nothing like a cable crossover where you got to grab weight from one side, walk to the other, grab the other cable, and you've got
it stretches you out,
and you're getting a true cable crossover. Think about Bayesian curls. There's several lat exercises that I've really liked performing in my younger years with a cable crossover machine. You'll be able to do that with this rack. So regardless of what like cable system, whether you eventually use the one that we make or somebody else's, I'm open to collabs on this. So if somebody wants to talk to me about it, I'm willing to listen about attaching it to the rack. So
okay.
Yeah.
We got some new people coming in here. So this is Jonathan's a fan of your physique. in a good way. He's the one that said that you look like you're ready for the NFL yourself. He said, no fake channel, checking in for the biggest home gym equipment owner. He wants you to do a double bicep pose. Hey, you just finished working out, man.
I think Larry's bigger than me. Larry Nolan. So
you think he's more? Okay.
I haven't met Larry in person yet.
Well, we're gonna give you the title until further notice. You're the biggest, most muscular gym equipment owner. All right, so we'll just say home gym equipment owner.
I've been doing this for over. Let's see, I'm 47. I started lifting at 12, so it's been a long time.
Yeah. Okay. Matthew Porter, this is right up your alley, man. So Matthew loves getting his hands on stuff and tweaking things. He says, "Good morning, y'all. What's up, Matthew?" And let's see here. So Carp said daisy chains. Yep. My sister said good morning. Good morning. Tracy says she's headed to work. All right. So yes, you are open to collabs. Let me ask you this. We got only a few more questions, and we got about 15 minutes left with Jason. So if you want to get your questions in, you need to get them in now. What sort of feedback has DeMarco given you? He's had it for about a month now. What kind of feedback has he given you?
He absolutely loves the rack. So like we did the install, he wasn't able to use it immediately as he was waiting for his bumper plates to come in, and for whatever reason it took longer than expected. But he's been using the rack. He loves it with the two spaces because he also trains other kids in his neighborhood that are athletes. So they're doing workouts together. And not only that, he invited me. We're doing a training session, not this Saturday, but next Saturday together. So I'm going to drive back down to his place. And just so everybody knows, he lives in South Carolina, about 40 minutes from my house. So he's got camp that starts in Chicago the week after. So he wanted to do a workout session with me and just go through some of the equipment and get a good feel for some of the things I'm doing. Like he loved that Viking raid press. It's perfect for explosive movements for him in the NFL. So he just wants to know like other things that I'd be doing from an explosive perspective with it. So we're going to do stuff with that. And I'm going to bring him an extra set of J cups I got laying around. So he has 2 sets of J cups there versus 1. And we're going to do a workout. So he's loving the darn thing. And not only that, but he had a visitor from like a wholesaler down here.
This is an image that he shared.
Yeah. That checked it all out. So yeah, you can see the bumper plates now in the middle, which we did not have during the install. So
yeah,
looking forward to going down and doing a workout session. We'll get some good video content that I'll share on that as well. So
sweet.
Yeah, looking forward to hanging out there and doing some work with him.
I think that'll be epic, man. Just because he's got, you're coming from two slightly different perspectives. Obviously, you have a bodybuilding background, physique development, and he's coming like from the standpoint of more like athletic performance. So I think that'll be like one of those good film session, not filming, but one of those good sessions. You'll get a lot of like feedback, good feedback too.
I want to know what he's doing. Like, what stuff are they doing? Like, what is he doing with workouts for the NFL that I want to incorporate here? Because my training is kind of hybrid now. It used to be more pretty much strict bodybuilding. And then I moved into a little bit of power building. Now it's like everything: kettlebells, tons of landmine work, and then traditional moves as well. So like I do a little bit of everything.
Okay. Yeah. You brought up the bumper plates, right? And we just saw it in the video, not video, but we just saw it in the image. I'll put it back up again. But I know one question that I had was as far as so I guess people can kind of see it right here. So my question was, if you've got both sides have a barbell loaded. So right here, DeMarco's got one barbell loaded, right? If for some reason you had a barbell on both sides, that looks like it's going to be a tight squeeze to try to get your plates out. Is this something that DeMarco's dealt with? And if not, still, is this something like, what's the solution going to be as far as, or do you have one?
So I've asked DeMarco this, and he hasn't specifically told me he's had any issue up to this point in time. But when I'm back down there working out, it's something I'm going to assess on my own as well. At it. I don't know that there's going to be an issue with loading or unloading plates from that way. But like I know my home gym is a pretty tight space. And my bumper plate storage, you can actually see, is on the outside of the rack. Even with them on the outside of the rack, like I run into it. Like I don't want to say issues. It's
just some body English.
Titers. Like my back is pretty close to the wall. Taking a bumper plate off the wall and putting it on a barbell. So, that's something I have to do here, but I don't anticipate much of a problem because I've asked him and he said it hasn't been a problem, but I'm going to go assess it when we go work out together. Because obviously we couldn't do that with no bumper plates there when we were there. So there's a few things we couldn't do when we were there, mainly just because we were there for quite a long time.
Oh God. Yeah. I was like, I actually was impressed by how you guys kept nobody got frustrated. I mean, you did, but it wasn't like, nobody had like any like temper tantrum. It was like, okay, there's just something else to deal with. You know what I mean? You guys kept on smiling through it. So I was actually really impressed. Ashley said hybrid bodybuilding for the win. Oh yeah. One of the things that drives home gym owners nuts when they purchase a product and an updated version is released is if it's not backwards compatible. So I remember a brand released an update for a product and it wasn't backwards compatible. And you have people who have bought version 1 like less than 3 months before the new version was released. They didn't, and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but the point I'm making is as you guys continue to make upgrades to the rack, 5 years, 10 years in the future, there may be other things you add to it. Are you right now saying, okay, we're going to make sure that it's always backwards compatible? So somebody who has version 1 of the rack when we release it is still going to be, as much as possible, able to use everything we make for this rack in 10 years time. That way somebody can buy the rack and it's theirs forever, 20, 30 years.
Yeah, I have no plans at all to do like different versions of the rack. Like I mentioned, the rack is going to allow for individuals to make their own customization, mainly again from a color, height, and hole size customizations. As far as anything else, as far as modifying the rack to any degree, I don't envision doing any of that at this point in time. I don't know that we would, there's anything I would really want to change at this point in time. Even 5 years down the road or 10 years down the road, from a rack perspective, I mean, the design is what we believe the design is going to be. Now, I can't make any promises that 6 years down the road decides, oh, by the way, I just don't think, I don't envision doing that. Like, some people have seen a few of our products that have like our Infinity Arm 2.0, right? Minor modification from the first one.
Right.
And then if we ever make any changes to those, like it's not something where you're losing out on a previous version that you have. It's more of, we found like if we, like I said, we're considering a slight modification on the Infinity Arm. That's really just a keyhole bracket. And why is that? The reason is not because of functionality, it's inventory. It has nothing to do with changing the functionality of it. It's more like, I want to be able to handle inventory better. So sometimes changes are made to things, not because there's a problem with how it was made. There could be something else that maybe us as a manufacturer decided was needed for other reasons. So that's, and sometimes it would even be for something for as simple as packaging. You know, like I think people are aware of, like, shipping costs are substantial for exercise equipment. If somebody finds a way to move a box and make a box, you know, like 100 cubic meters smaller, that could put you in a whole different threshold for shipping, even with the same weight. So it's like those are the types of things that people might make changes for those reasons. And you might like, oh man, like they're making a new version. Well, it might have absolutely nothing to do with its functionality. So that's just an example, but I don't envision any changes at all with this rack, period, because we really just want it to be our rack and allow for individual customization. So
Chris said the rack looks freaking amazing, Jay. The video definitely made it come to life, and it's going to be a game changer for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait till they see the angles. Like I have a picture of the bracket that has holes, and so you guys know that it's a 1-inch magnetic pin that goes through those holes. That thing is heavy duty. You can see where the holes are positioned, where that rack can rotate out into 45 degrees and other angles as well.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is you can put it at 45. You can squat and bench from those positions. Yeah. So if you're in a spot where you don't have the ability to fold that rack all the way out, you can still fold one side all the way out. You can have your one dedicated post for all your rack attachments, or you could even rotate that rack out 45 degrees and bench and squat from that position because you don't want to fold it all the way out to open up into your entire space for whatever reason. Like you can bench and squat out of those angled positions. So, but you can't see that. But I hope to do that when I'm at DeMarco's house in 2 weeks. So,
I'm looking forward to that. Shout out to Dean from Black Widow Training Gear. What's up, Devil Dog? He said, "Good morning. Good morning. Appreciate you being here." Carp said, "Yeah, I really like the idea of the double rack or the double fold-out rack, especially if you're going to train other clients, or you could have multiple stations going." So that's one of the things that I really like about it is, like DeMarco's doing. He's training kids in the neighborhood, so you can have two clients going at the same time. They're maybe not the same strength level. They may not even be doing the same thing, and you can have them both going at the same time. So that's really a good time-saving thing. If you, we have some trainers watching right now, like Letha. Shout out to Letha. You have multiple clients going at once. Do group training sessions as opposed to help the client save money a little bit, as opposed to everybody having like the individual private sessions if they want to make that change up. And Carp said, or like a husband and wife could have their own stations. So yeah, that I really love that.
That was all part of the design, both for families, for people that train individuals. That was all multi-user. So that was the thought process around it. So
I'm gonna say, so the stuff you were talking about, you're gonna be posting those on your Instagram, those pictures?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of pictures. So I've been dropping some here and there, just because I don't want to flood it every single day with stuff. But there'll be more pictures that come out that will show that. And people get a chance to see like what I'm talking about with the holes in the brackets. I'll do that one. I'll try to do that one this weekend or something like that. And,
All right.
you can get a good feel for what that's going to look like. But there's still, to get a really great feel for what that's going to feel like, I do need to do a session where I can record it open and we're benching and squatting out of it and have it locked
100%.
into place. One folded all the way against the wall and then the other one at like an angle. So hopefully I'll do a good job of remembering all those things and making sure I record all the different stuff that I want to record. Because we left that last one and I was like, how did we leave there and not record one fold rack side all the way out and then have the other one locked in at an angle? Like, how did I leave there and not do that?
Yeah.
So, luckily DeMarco wanted to work out with me, and I can get back out there quickly because we also want to show that he can park his Jeep with the rack folded. Now the rack folded, the whole point of the fold is not to, like, the difference between our folding rack and other folding racks is ours is usable in the folded out position. So like other racks that fold up, like whether it's PRX or any other wall mounted rack, their fold is to have it out of the way. Ours is out of the way and usable. So there's a big difference between that and others. So that was all part of the design as well. So that's why these things take forever. Like, I think people don't understand, like, this is probably, I don't know the exact time frame, but a year. And that's because
I will say that you told us about the CAD. You showed us the CAD drawing a year before.
It all takes forever. It takes longer than you think.
And you have to protect it. You got, is patent pending, or is it patent?
You like, listen,
this is actually a big deal.
Another session about, patent pending. We've talked about it before with my infinity bench and the issues I ran into that. But everything I do now, no pictures, no videos ever get released until my stuff is patent pending, if it deserves a patent. Not everything you make deserves a patent. So, but there will be no copying of this. So,
everybody, make sure you're following Exponent Edge on Instagram. That's why I asked the question, because that's where you're going to be able to see all the behind the scenes photos and stuff. We are also posting them on the Garage Gym Life Instagram, but the best place to go is Jay's Instagram at Exponent Edge on Instagram. And then you want to visit exponentedge.com to, basically grab the high quality products that he has there. We have several in our gym. So we've got the Infinity Wedge, we got the Flex Wedge here. We've got the Infinity bench at my dad's. That's the one that I use whenever I go there. That's the bench I was like, I need something that's not going to screw up on me while I'm here at my dad's house, but is also out of the way. Took the Infinity bench up there for that. But so the reason I said all that is because the Shadow Rack isn't out right now. You guys are still working through this prototype. So in the last couple minutes we have, go ahead, let everybody know why they should go to your website now, because you have stuff that's on sale now. So tell them why they should visit your website now, and what can they expect? How's the process? What can they expect from the process as soon as they interact with your company?
So the reason I would tell you to go there now is, like, I've been building innovative stuff since I started. All of it's really been based around solving mainly issues for myself in my home space. So if you're looking for innovative company, you want to support, like a smaller entrepreneur, which the plan is not to stay small, especially with a Shadow Rack. We can actually now almost outfit entire gyms. Just check out some of the stuff that we're building from an innovative perspective. And as far as the process goes, the other thing about smaller entrepreneurs is people don't know it. Like, I'm my customer service guy right now. So they're pretty much handling everything soup to nuts outside of the engineering space. That's what my engineer does. And then I have a marketer who handles all my marketing, because I'm a dummy when it comes to be able to handle marketing. So, like, I handle everything soup to nuts outside of that. So when you're hearing something from somebody or a response, that's coming from me. So it's coming from the direct owner of the business that uses this stuff every single day at his gym. And you can see that right behind me, at least most of it anyways. So that would be the reason to check me out. And if you want to know things early, the best way to do that is to get on, like, our email and SMS list, because just like members of YouTube channel get stuff early access, that's the same thing that happens with us. So You'll see all of that then, and I look forward to getting this all out to everybody here real soon. We're just making final cosmetic changes that I mentioned earlier in the show, and then we'll get something releasing on pre-order for the rack soon.
All right, man. There was a whole lot there, but the basic thing is, didn't do that. Basic thing is, make sure that you guys are checking out exponentedge.com and make sure you are following Exponent Edge at Exponent Edge on Instagram. You guys will get that's the best place to go to keep up with everything that Jay does. And as Carp says, you got to support a guy that knows how to wear a good headband. Hey, look, you know
Carp
what the show's like
comments,
now.
Man. He's been racking up the.
He's on fire
today. Yeah,
he's on fire. I'm telling you, that's it. Anyway, man, dude, we're big fans of what you guys do. We're big fans of your family, and we think the world of you. So,
thanks.
That's one reason. In fact, I'll tell everybody now. I mentioned that we have a Shopify store. Exponent Edge products are in the Shopify store because we believe in them. So this isn't like one of those fly by night. I just said, oh, it's great, so I could get affiliate money. I really believe in these products, and I've been talking about them before I made a dime off of them. Yeah. All right. So once they are in the store, obviously we'll be getting money. But anybody who has any questions about whether I really believe in it, circle back to what I just said. We've been telling you guys that they're a good idea before we were made a dime. We've paid full price for several products because I believe in what Jay's doing over there, and I think you're awesome too. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, man. Always appreciate the invite. So,
yeah, man. All right, well, go get your sauna time, and I'll talk to you later. Later, man. All right, so that was my guy Jay Benwa from Exponent Edge. Really, I know that there's a lot of other questions, and you'll probably be like, the show will be over, and you'll say, "Oh, I wish I should have asked this." Okay, well, if that happens, you got two options. Number one is to drop a comment here on replay. If you're watching in replay and you're part of the replay gang, go ahead and comment below if you have any questions about the Shadow Rack from Exponent Edge or any of the Exponent Edge products. The other thing you can do is come on Mailbag Monday in the live chat and ask your questions there. And then I guess there's a third option. Go to the Shadow Rack video itself, watch the video, and then if you have any questions about the rack, you can go ahead and you can ask your question there about the rack at that time. Okay, so those are three different ways. That you guys can get your questions answered about the Shadow Rack. But it is now 8 a.m. So let me go ahead, 8:02 a.m. specifically. So I'm going to give a shout out to the Mountain Time Zone. It is 6:02 in the morning for you guys. Thank you for joining Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life. We're trying to help you get your weekend started off the right way. And you can help us get our weekend started off the right way by doing one simple thing, and that is hitting like and subscribe. There are 8,881 of you guys watching right now. It's so easy to watch this entire show, get caught up in it, especially if you have us like on the TV while you're working out, or we're on your phone while you're working at your desk if you're in the UK or one of the other time zones around the world. Do me a favor, just take a second, hit like, hit subscribe. If you're on LinkedIn, make sure that you are following Garage Gym Life Media on LinkedIn, and that way we can continue to grow as a brand and get the word out about the unique things that we do on YouTube that are, quite frankly, unlike any other home gym brand out there. We're not competing with anybody else because nobody else does what we do. All right. And that is only because with your support. Yeah, 100%. Jay is one of us. So yes, I love the fact that he listens to our suggestions about his product. And that's part of why he comes on here, because he wants to get good feedback. Got somebody else who's an innovator who's about to come and join the show right now. He's also somebody who's been on the show before. It's David Bergman. So David is the mastermind behind Kodo Gi Grips, which is something that came out of originally some exercises that you do in jiu-jitsu to strengthen your grip and get you used to the unique challenges of grappling with a gi. I know that there are people who are like, what's the point of grappling with a gi? Well, guess what? When I used to do security, a lot of the techniques that I used to restrain people were based on grappling with a gi, especially if it's wintertime, because guess what a gi is like? That's right. It's just like a winter coat. So I ain't trying to hear anybody say, yeah, well, you wear a t-shirt. Do you wear a t-shirt in December? All right. And if you do, shout out to you. But everybody else got on a jacket. I got on a jacket, and I'm going to use my jacket as a weapon against somebody who's coming at me. But I trained for that with using a lot of like gi exercises. But nobody wants to walk around with a gi thrown over their shoulder if you go to the gym or, in your home gym. And so David came out with the Kodo gi grips, which are a great way to take that same concept and apply it to your home gym. And so he's leveled up, and he is coming here now to talk about what he's taking to Home Gym Con. So, hey, David, thank you so much for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. Everybody give a warm welcome to my guy right now. No, we're not doing that. We're going to do this. Here's your music.
Awesome. There we go.
There you go. There. I was thinking like it's peaceful. It's like I said, you know what? Jiu-jitsu is not a gentle art. That's Aikido. Get out of here. Nobody.
That vibe was all wrong.
Yeah, like get out of here. No. We're gonna do that. I should have played what's the U.S. Army song? The one that like your we got the Marine Corps hymn. You guys have like the Army whatever.
Yeah, Army goes rolling along.
Yeah, there you go. It's like is it Johnny Comes Marching In or something like that? Or something like that. Yeah, all right, whatever. I don't know. I'm not in the Army. I wasn't in the Army, but you know what I'm saying. I should have played that for you. I'll do that next time. Anyway, so let's go ahead and address a lie right here. Okay. So Carlos said in December we wear shorts and tank tops in Texas, y'all, and that's not true because I remember an ice storm that y'all had where y'all were completely frozen, didn't know how to handle life in Houston. Actually, Texas were nation all the way statewide in Texas. There was an ice storm. They weren't prepared. I bet y'all had on jackets that year. Okay, so there's that. Let's see here. Sean said collar and lapel chokes abound. Yeah. Oh yeah, you like the like the one where you grab your own collar.
Yeah, you choke you out with your own jacket.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yeah. Or like I grab my own jacket because I'm holding you. I got a hand free to open the door to get there's a lot, man.
You feel dumb. You feel dumb when you get choked out wearing your own clothes. It's not a smart feeling. It's
like one of those things where you're like, I don't necessarily like the cold, but I was like, hey, it's wintertime and the opportunities abound now because it's wintertime. And I work the door. So I was like, at one of the places, actually a couple of places where I work the door. So I'm standing outside. So I got my jacket on. So I got my jacket and your jacket, and both of them are weapons I can use against you. None of which has anything to do with this show. But I just want to mention that. Anyway, let's see here. So you got people saying hi to you.
Awesome.
Carlos said, welcome, David. I got Chris said, what's up, David? Yeah, why am I bringing up old stuff? Hey, you started it. Talk about we wear shorts and tank tops. Yeah, okay. You didn't wear them. You don't wear them every year. Let's see here. My brother said, hello, David. And Eric said, I do in Wisconsin when it's below zero. My Nordic DNA is built different. I mean, it's not that I'm saying, okay, let me just say that. I think I addressed that. So I don't care if you're wearing a short. You can be Wim Hof all day, be out there shirtless or in the tank top in the cold. I got on a jacket, and so that means that's another resource. Okay. Boo said, "Yeah, I told him that lapel choke. I did, man. I'm here to help the people. But now we're gonna get to our first official question." We're already off the rails.
That did not take long.
You knew what you were getting into when you came on here, though, right? Though, so I'll say that you've leveled up, as I mentioned, since we last spoke. One of the things I really want to know, and I like to ask people whenever they go to Home Gym Con multiple times, what are the lessons you learned in 2025 that you're taking into 2026 to improve the experience for yourself and for everybody who visits your booth?
Yeah. So I think the theme for this year is show me, don't tell me. So when I started Kodo, it was really close to Home Gym Con. I think it was only like a month and a half, 2 months before. So it was very bare bones. I actually didn't know I was going to be going there until right before. So there wasn't a lot of good ways to try the grips at Home Gym Con. I kind of didn't know what I was getting into. So when I started seeing some of the other booths and some of the ways that you could get your hands on the products and just try them, I had all kinds of ideas early on. So I think even the last time we chatted on the show, I was saying, yeah, I need to have some kind of rack with like pulley system or something. So we've got all that covered this year. There's going to be multiple ways to try the product. Anchor is hooking us up with an Anchor Pro. We've got a custom squat rack. I just posted a video of that. Hopefully a lot of people have checked out. So we're also going to have loading pins.
If they didn't, they're going to see it right now because I'm going to pull it up right now. I came prepared.
Look at this.
Look at that. All right.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, so we went from just like a table with a couple of gi grips to this.
Okay.
So yeah, it's going to be a much, much better experience. And it's not going to be me trying to explain in words what you can
like hypothetically. So like,
imagine a squat rack
like this if you're here.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So yeah, so I'm stoked. I'm stoked for people just to try it out and for me just to watch everybody engage with the new products.
So you mentioned some of the stuff that's coming to life that we see here in this video. How excited are you for people to see like your climbing holds and the other stuff that you've got?
Yeah, I'm really excited for that specifically. So there's a kind of a consistent theme among all the products. There's this sort of tactile component to everything. There's one thing of telling somebody, for example, like the tricep rope that's in the video.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can say it's like it feels great or it's a natural, but this is a very specific material that I went through a lot of different companies to source, and this is like one specific synthetic hemp that I settled on that feels awesome. And it has certain qualities for being a synthetic material, but it feels natural. So with every product, it's kind of like that. And with the climbing holds, especially if you haven't done any indoor climbing, it's a completely different thing. That's kind of hard to describe. I mean, you can't really say it's like a certain kind of knurling or, there's not really a comparable. So especially for people that
it's tougher than it looks.
Oh,
If you have a good grip, it's tougher than it looks. That's why climbers end up doing so well when they do grip competitions.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's a ton of carryover. So yeah, there's a lot of the stuff. I mean, basically all the products, the gi grips, the ropes, and the climbing holds are all fortunately and unfortunately kind of things that you really have to try in person to get a feel for. So yeah, Home Gym Con's like just the perfect setup for that.
Okay. So we got a couple comments already. So Shara said, hoping to test out and buy some of your grips at Home Gym Con. Say it's going to fit great in the luggage. So that's his plan already. Yeah, it is. He's got his plans already. I asked earlier, the question of the day was, how are you getting, your stuff home? And and it's one of those, obviously his plan is this. I'm just going to stick it. So a little bit context. He's coming from the West Coast. All right. So it's like everything he gets, he's got to figure out. It's Chris Page. He's figuring out how to get this thing back to California. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was in the same boat last year, exactly the same situation.
Yeah. So he's like, he's going to test out. So you got at least one person already planning on it. And we are going to be doing a booth tour with you. So that'll be another thing. So if you guys see us doing the booth tour, wait till we're done filming, but yeah, go ahead and shout us out while, come feel free to say hi when we're at the Kodo Grips booth, or at any booth, as soon as we're done filming, we're more than welcome, more than happy to talk to you guys. And I'm only saying that because people have said, they didn't want to like interrupt us, and I appreciate that. So thank you everybody who didn't want to interrupt us while we're filming. But as soon as I'm done, you see the camera come down, please don't hesitate, say hi to me. I'm happy to talk to everybody because I wouldn't be able to do this if you guys didn't support us. And I'm telling you up front, I will be at the Kodo Grips booth. So you guys swing by there, check out David's stuff, and then say hi, okay? And then Carp said it's also not a bad idea to have your grips at other booths like Anchor and Darko. Yeah. So are you going to be doing anything like that? Especially Anchor, since they're providing stuff for you.
Yeah, I've actually partnered with Anchor. They sell our grips on their site as one of their attachment options. They also have Darko on there and What's That Strap. So there's a few different companies on there, but I'm one of their options. So I can chat with them and see if they want to have a gi grip at their booth. In fact,
I'll tell you this. So we're doing a live stream with them on Thursday. So swing once you come on through, because it will be Thursday during the event. So during the open to the public. But if you want to swing through with like just walk up and casually just like bring one of your grips, like, hey, here you go.
I'll
And
just throw one. I'll just throw one onto the
we'll be
screen.
live streaming, and that live stream is actually devoted to saying hi to people as they come in.
Oh,
so
cool.
So yeah, just walk up. Feel free to interrupt that. And this is for anybody. Walk up and just start talking to me. That's cool. But yeah, so or what we could do is have one of your grips there in the background, or like attached to it, and we'll talk about it while we're doing it. So that's another thing I just thought about. Okay. So Eric said, I like how I use the holds. And Jared says the new climbing stuff looks so premium. Those have the perfect texture. So let's see here. Now let me ask you this. So you've had a number of I would say fairly big name people. Raspberry Ape demonstrated some stuff with your Gi grip, but I don't know if this is the biggest name, but I would say when Mike O'Hearn, I saw it, and you didn't even send it to me. It just came across my feed. But Mike O'Hearn was talking about it, and he mentioned that he actually uses your grip in terms of how he trains his kid, his son, right? Did you already know? First of all, did you know he had one, and did you? Were you aware that he was going to of how he was using it, and that were you surprised when you saw it in the video?
Oh, this video was totally came out of nowhere. I don't think he told me that he was going to post it. I can't remember, but yeah, I specifically wanted to send him a grip because he has a background in judo. He grew up competing in judo, and then obviously in terms of here's a picture bodybuilding. I mean, he's kind of top of the pyramid in terms of his history in bodybuilding. There's him doing judo and BJJ. American. So I grew up watching him on American Gladiator. So this is was kind of unreal for him to post, but. Yeah, there he is.
He's a nice guy. I only met him. Nice. I met him twice. My brother and I took a picture with him at the Arnold. But yeah, he's a nicer guy than people would think.
Totally.
He is a little bit of a prankster, but he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, but his whole family has been super supportive. His son actually posts the grips a lot. I think his son probably has more followers than I ever will, just as a little kid.
Of course.
Yeah, his wife Mona is also following and comments. She's just the whole family is really supportive. But he was specifically somebody I wanted to try out the grips because he's the perfect kind of nexus of martial arts training and bodybuilding, strength training. So he's the man.
Let's see here. So let's talk. We talked about this custom rack a little bit. One thing I didn't ask you is, and I'll show it again, but you already had a rack. So did you replace your old rack with this one, or how did that talk me through that? Because you did a gym. I'm saying that because you did a gym tour that's on our channel, and it shows your rack, and then I'm like, and then you tag me in this. I say, well, that looks different. What's going on here? So did you replace your rack? Did you just kind of Frankenstein your rack into this? What's going on here with this?
Yeah, so these two aren't connected at all. This is just a demo. A piece that I basically got for trade shows and for home gym con specifically. So my rack, I'm actually it's right behind me. I'm probably going to be upgrading this at some point. But this is,
so do you just take that down when you're not using it?
Yeah. So the cool thing about this, I didn't really show it in the video, is it has wheels in the back. So the legs flip up, and then the whole thing, maybe not the height extender part, that probably comes off, but the rest of it, just you can wheel it's heavy, but you can wheel it pretty easily. So in my mind, I was thinking about having been to Home Gym Con last year, at the loading booths. I could
death march.
Yeah, so I could wheel this thing, not a couple trips. It wouldn't be too bad versus a squat rack and multiple pieces. So
it's a miserable event.
It's a strongman setup event.
It is literally. I'm getting insoles and a dang knee brace with no shame specifically for it. Last year we had because it's just a lot, and you're on concrete floors all day. So this is gonna be 3 days of being on concrete floors, and by the end of it all, you're just I'm exhausted. Now you got to do this hike back to your car, because there's the bottleneck when you're trying to unload everything. You know what I mean? So it's just okay, if we could just get out this other door, and some people I know Stronger Grip Metal Master, we were unloading our stuff out the side door, and he was doing the same thing right in front of us. So it's It's a thing. Jared wants to know if Michael Hearn and his family have tried the thick rope yet.
I actually just sent him one a few weeks ago. I haven't heard back yet.
Okay.
He's kind of
Jared?
a funny, I'd say Michael Hearn is kind of a funny texter. It's usually like 3 words, and he's kind of like, I'm not totally sure what he means all the time. So
I told you he's a prankster.
yeah, like I don't know. Like I think one of them. I think the first text I told my wife, I'm like, hey, I just got a message from Michael Hearn that just says like, love this stud. Like I don't know what to make of this.
Yeah, so you hope that means love this stud, not love this stud.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a Japanese koan or something. You
like
kind of
what?
just like
yeah. What?
I reread them a lot. So
one of my favorite episodes of the Mark Bell Powercast, and the Mark Bell Powercast, shout out to them. That's actually one of the kind of like inspirations for my podcasting style. But I remember when it was audio only, and he was interviewing Michael Hearn. And at the end, Mike was like, yeah, so he said, hey, before I go, the most important thing you want to do if you want to succeed in this stuff is, and then he hung up. I was like, that's hilarious.
That's perfect.
So obviously you want to build sales, you want to build brand awareness by going to Home Gym Con, obviously coming on shows like this. But what other metrics are you going to be using to gauge whether this Home Gym Con is a success for you and your brand? Yeah,
so I think this one is specifically set up less. The way I'm viewing it anyway is less for sales and much more for networking. There's all kinds of ways you can sell products and promote things online, but I think the one thing you can't do is get with all these different people to network and create those connections. And that was like the biggest thing. And long term, like even if sales was my main concern, that's going to result in more sales than just selling a few products to customers. There is building these connections. So over the last year, even just from the people that I met the first year at Home Gym Con, there was so many successful relationships I built that have turned into other things. So yeah, I think hopefully there's going to be a lot more of those, like people that I've only talked to online since then that I'm looking forward to meeting. And then I'm sure I'll meet all kinds of new people this time.
I think it's one of those things is like, so we've had a couple of brands, especially in like year 1 and year 2, there were a couple of brands that were at Home Gym Con, and because they didn't immediately sell a ton of product, they were like, okay, well, it's a waste of time, and they didn't go back, right? And I get that it's a significant financial investment if you're going to go to Home Gym Con. Yeah. But like you said, it's a matter of creating, of kind of like, it's kind of like you go to something like HFA. I'm just using them because they're a good example. The Arnold is not a good example of what I'm about to talk about. HFA is a good example because you go there and you're not necessarily selling stuff right then and there, right? Instead, you might meet someone who's a dealer, right? Or distributor. They've got like maybe 5 stores, and they have, or they're the purchaser for a gym chain. They're not necessarily going to just say, okay, I'm just going to buy everything right now, but they're going to say, okay, let's exchange cards or information, and we'll sit down next week and kind of talk about this or whatever, right? So you're still doing the same thing. You're just networking, and it's going to lead to sales down the road. To me, some of the advantages of Home Gym Con for a brand are the networking, like you said, but also, let's say there's 1,000 people at Home Gym Con. That's 1,000 potential beta testers.
Yeah.
You're going to find everything and anything that's wrong with your product. They're going to find everything they love about your product, and they will tell the world about it for free. That's free marketing.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine like literally everybody. So there's 1,000 people, each with whatever social media presence they have. That's all free marketing. You don't have to pay for a dime of it. Or I guess your cost to go to Home Gym Con and set up, that's your marketing cost, right? And it's continuous. Because the more invested you are in the community, the more this is going to multiply and grow exponentially. So I think Home Gym Con is a phenomenal opportunity for brands beyond just the sales.
That's the smallest part of it, actually.
That being said, have you had, because I just told you people have ideas, right? And one of the things that this is actually a quote from my brother who's watching. He said, he said, everybody's got a lot of ideas that they ain't got a pot to pee in, right? And this is based off of a story he told me years ago. But it's like everybody's got a lot of ideas when it's not their money.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
I
So
get that a
have you
lot.
had any requests for products that you're not ready to do them? You're like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm not quite at that point yet. Or maybe that just weren't a good fit for your brand. Because that's another downfall of home
Yeah.
gym. That's a downfall or pitfall rather for Home Gym Con. People come up with these ideas and you're like, I want to be nice, but I don't want, I don't feel like, mesh bodysuits are a good fit for our brand, or whatever.
Yeah.
So have you had that happen yet?
Yeah, I've had that happen quite a few times. I think most oftentimes it's a matter of production capabilities. People might
Eric
not.
said yeah. Eric said I'm
Oh, yeah.
notorious for doing that. Yeah,
he's
everybody's got
probably-
ideas.
Eric probably messaged me something yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some of it is like online. I mean, you're talking to Kodo. This is like CEO, production, marketing.
Yeah.
It's just me. So online people might think, they're typing in Kodo team. Here's like a idea for you. It's like, yeah, we don't always have the capability to produce some products just because of how small we are. And then the other thing is just brand identity and trying to keep things very specific to grip strength. And I also, I'm only, in case it's not obvious, I'm only producing products that don't exist, that fill a very specific niche. So just like the tricep rope, you can see there would be no point in producing a black nylon tricep rope. Like just go on Amazon, there's, or like a V-bar tricep. Like I'm only interested in creating things that are really unique, things that I would want to use, and that, there's no comparable really to, there's not really a
that's actually something that, so it's not a question I had before, but as you were saying it, I'm like, oh yeah, actually that's a very good point, because like you don't make eagle loops, for example.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for people who don't know what eagle loops, it's for it's a kind of a strap, but you put each individual finger in it.
Yeah.
And
you got some right there.
It's a great grip too. Yeah. Who sells that? Iron Mind?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, so you're not making that because it already exists. So you're only making stuff that isn't out there. I actually love that. And so nobody could say, oh well, you copied them because you're only making stuff that doesn't exist. And however, that does refer back to something I hadn't planned on asking, but I'm gonna ask you now. There is I'm not gonna give them any screen time. There is another company that claims to be the only manufacturer of gi grips.
Oh,
and
they're so many.
They're very active on Instagram. I'm like, I don't think I don't think only manufacturer means what you think it means. Maybe there's a mistranslation from some other language, but I don't think that's right, because Kodo gi grips exists, and
so I should say something about that actually. So, well, in the kind of like how you were talking about only creating products that don't exist. So, but there's like context to it, right? So everything is a variation on something else. So I could say this is the only fat grip, whatever, in this specific material. Obviously, there's other tricep ropes in varying diameters, so it's very subjective. But this is my take on it, and like with this specific materials and dimensions and all, same things like that. Or just like to say, like I have some pinch blocks climbing hold. Obviously, there's a million pinch blocks out there. Arm Assassin makes awesome pinch blocks, obviously, but this is kind of like my take on it. So taking like the climbing hold approach to it. So everything's a spin on it. And for the gi grips, I mean, those have been around for so long in different formats. So I got the first ideas seeing some at the West Point Judo Club, and their version was really small. It was kind of like a paddle, and it had a sewn D-ring at the end. So I would never claim to say like I invented. I'm very careful to say I didn't invent anything. I sort of reiterated and put my take on it. But there's also I've seen I think somebody's asking me recently, like, who invented this, or did you copy somebody else's? And then I found a picture of Adidas that makes one that looks almost the same, that I'd never seen before. Wow. Yeah, it looks just like mine, but instead of the way I reinforced it, they did like a leather circle that's sewn in. Okay. So at that point I was like, oh, what are we talking about? I'll just send a picture of the Adidas one to anybody from now on.
Hit Adidas up and tell them you want some money. Stop copying my design. There you go. We're gonna fight back anyway. Okay. What in the world? What are we doing here? Sean says, when are mesh bodysuits hitting the garage gym like Shopify store? They're not happening. That's not happening. I
like that.
No, you don't. There is that reminds me of those 1990s R&B videos where like the Jamaican, like the reggae singers, they had like long sleeve shirts, but they were mesh. So like I was like, I don't understand why you have a long sleeve mesh t-shirt. I don't get that. Like it's mesh. I don't know if you know what a long sleeve shirt's supposed to do for you, but yeah, so that's not happening. Dean, Dean is still commenting, and Eric said, "Get back to work, Dean." No. You got plenty of time. You got plenty of time. Go ahead, watch the entire show, Dean, and then you go back to work. Let's see here. So, let me ask you this. This is going. I know sales aren't the only thing, but I mean, I know you're not going to turn down money. So, will you be offering a Home Gym Con discount through Home Gym Marketplace, or would it be point to sale only?
Yeah, so both. I've been working with them a bunch, going back and forth, and they have a really thorough listing on their site. I put it in my bio, also on Instagram, so people can just go straight to it. But they have all the sales that I'm going to have at Home Gym Con already on there. So yeah. I'm planning on making a video just kind of going through some of it. But if people are interested in getting something, one thing they added for me is they have like a limited stock button that they added to their app. So you can see which ones I'm going to have. There's certain products I just don't have that many in stock that I'm bringing. So if there's something specifically you want, I can hook you up with the discount that you're going to get there. But that way it makes sure that it's reserved for you and that I'm not going to run out, especially for stuff like the climbing holds where I have limited inventory on specific sizes. So like 1 inch versus 5/8, that kind of thing.
Sure.
I can set all that stuff aside. So
I actually should have that, the Home Gym Marketplace. There we go. Yeah, this is it. So for those who don't know, so it's still in beta test format. But hey, what's up, Harry? Said made it just in time. Harry, you were supposed to be here like an hour ago because I wanted you to talk to Jason Benwa about the 5/8 Society. Just get here when you can, man. I'm kidding. Glad you're here, man. Thanks for joining the show. So this is this. So the Home Gym Marketplace is still beta. It's still in beta testing, but you can do the browser for sale at booth that is live. So I'm doing that because I wanted to kind of like go in here and see every show like what. So this chalkball, I know that's yours.
yeah.
So chalkball, Kodo store. So when somebody, and I'm doing this because I want you to walk people through the process.
Yeah.
So if they, so it says email vendor, right? But let's say somebody wants to buy this ahead of time, and kind of like make sure that you don't run out or something like that. And yeah, so it's the chalk.
If you go,
walk me through the process.
Yeah, so if you go on there, click on that chalkball again, and then there should be a Kodo Geek Grip store link at the top, right under. Okay. Because I'm thinking people probably aren't super interested in the chalkball as much as the.
Hey, you never know, man. There may be some chalkball enthusiasts out there. You don't know.
Big chalkball crowd. Yeah, so I mean, I actually just added that one on there because it's really light, so I didn't think it would add anything to the shipping. But for people that are especially new to any kind of climbing holds, I thought it'd be kind of just like an easy add-on that's not going to add on to their shipping at all. But yeah, so like you said, their site's and apps in beta mode, so you don't buy direct through the site. But what's cool about this is it just really easily shows all the discounts that you're going to get there.
So like 15% off the extra large. Okay.
Yeah, and so those the two bundle ones are really good savings. Those are like 20% off versus if you were to buy all that individually.
Right.
And then Home Gym Con is definitely the best sale of the year because you also get free shipping. So it ends up being like something like that would probably be like 30% off what you would pay individually and having to ship it. And the climbing holds are kind of heavy. There's a lot of metal components, so all that stuff gets expensive to ship. So yeah.
So just to be clear, though, if somebody bought, so let's go with the climbing hold. So if somebody bought this climbing hold now, it's still only pickup. It's still pickup only at Home Gym Con, or would you ship that?
No, people can buy it off the site now, but it's not on sale or anything. But if you're going to Home Gym Con and you send me a message, I can create an invoice for you and give you the sale price that's on there, and then have it waiting for you.
That's what I'm getting at. It's like, so you're not shipping it, but you're going to be able to buy it ahead of time and then pick it up at the booth. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So things like pretty much all the climbing hold gear specifically, and the tricep ropes. I just don't have that much in stock. I mean, probably less than 10 of each.
Oh, so jump on it. If you want one, you
Yeah.
better jump on it now.
And then also, just frankly, because I'm flying in, it's really it's hard to know how much to bring and of what. So
Right.
like if you click on one of the climbing, like those climbing spheres, for example, the way I designed them, they're the mounting post is modular. So the 5/8 works for both. There's two different climbing hole products I can show you, but
Yeah.
it works for both. So, and I build them ahead of time. So without knowing which ones people are really wanting, I might build the wrong one. And so even though I have the inventory, I've now
you got
created
45 of something nobody wanted, but they
Right.
wanted the other one. I got you.
Yeah. So if you message me though, I can make sure I have exactly what you want.
And that's a huge advantage too. That's why I love the for sale at booth thing, because you can kind of arrange it. This isn't something you can do at the Arnold.
Yeah.
Or at least not as far as I know. We started going to Arnold in 2013, and I've never seen that option ever at all. And I mean, heck, we were involved with different companies in different capacities, and we still never saw that. So that's something that's unique, and you definitely don't do it at HFA. No, we're not doing the mesh shirt society. We're not doing that. When I say stuff on the show, I don't mean for it to become a thing. So I'm not encouraging that. That's not how John got his groove back with a mesh shirt. No, y'all are going the wrong direction with this. We're going to talk. Let's go back to Harry. So Colonial Barber Club said Harry fell asleep on his new bench. Chris said, it's cool, Harry. I got your back and represented for us. And Harry said, if I babysit for him in the early mornings, I can make it on time. He can make it on time next week. I mean, look, man, first of all, you ain't going to intimidate me. We have successfully raised 4 boys. And I've got a daughter that's out of diapers. She's 11 years old now. You ain't intimidating me with raising kids. We're watching kids, okay? Now, the thing that should scare you is if I babysit your kid, they're going to come back with a particular set of skills, okay? That you might not be ready for. All right? So I'm just letting you know that now. All right? You ain't threatening me. You better think about what you're asking. All right? I got grandkids. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me show you this. Official granddad. All right, let's see it. All right? You see that? I help kids get in a mischief they haven't thought of yet. So be careful what you ask for. All right? Son come home with a ghillie suit on. Anyway, so for international viewers, because I was looking at your site, not the Home Gym Con's link to your site, but your actual site. Looks like you've got the option to view the site from multiple countries. So talk about, how are you doing internationally? The UK and all these other places. Just as worldwide. So
yeah, and grip strength too. I mean, there's like a huge grip strength community in the UK, and maybe even bigger than the US, or more popular there. But yeah, so I've sent quite a few grips to the UK. I talked to some distributors about selling there too. But basically, I mean, the site it's the same whether you're viewing it internationally or not. But I would say if you are an international buyer, sometimes Shopify does some funky stuff with shipping, like just trying to combine items and guesstimate how much shipping should be. So if you ever get like a weird shipping amount that you feel is too high and that's deterring you, just send me a message and I can go in and manually see what options there are. And I'm happy to use whatever's better for the customer. So always just reach out and I can verify if that's the best we can do for shipping or not.
That's actually good intel because so Kodo E-Grips is another brand that is going to be in our Shopify store. So you guys just heard his approach to customer service, which is one reason why he made it into the store. All right. So it's like, I got to make sure that the brands that we're having in our store are going to take care of you guys, because basically it's our reputation on the line if a brand doesn't do what they say they're going to do. So you guys just heard his approach to customer service. So that's how David and his products got in there. Let's see here. Rex said he's looking forward to meeting you in Louisville. So
sweet.
Yeah, man, definitely. You got to get a picture with Rex. If you don't get a picture with Rex, I'm not sure you actually went to Home Gym Con. So I'm just going to tell you that now. Do you drop ship with third-party fulfillment, or do you do all the shipping yourself?
I do everything. So basically where I'm
Even
sitting.
Even the UK?
Oh yeah. Everything is just me. I'm at the post office like every 2 days, 3 days.
You're on that Rory Ellis life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a post office on post, so I literally just hit it like on the way home, just like,
Okay.
what's up, man? I see them. Yeah, we're tight.
That's hilarious. And so it's him again. Okay. All right. So we've only got a few more minutes with you.
We should chat about the
I'm about to say, like you said, you had a product you wanted to show,
Yeah,
some stuff here. So let's go ahead and
for sure.
We got time for that.
Yeah. So I can explain it first. So Home Gym Harry,
let me go ahead and do this. There you go.
Yeah. So he hit me up with a product idea. He uses daisy chains a lot, kind of because they're really versatile, and he uses them more for like tricep work and stuff like that. And he asked if we could do, so you can see it. This is the XL grip, but basically something like this, but just the way this material is, the ends are open, so it has to be sealed and sewn. So it just wasn't really a good fit for it, but it kind of had me thinking about a way that we could do sort of a daisy chain or tricep kind of grip ladder. And what we came up with is this guy. So this is about, I think it's 32 inches long, and it's two different types of judo belt. The outside is a pearl weave, which is the strongest kind of. The inside is more of a standard cotton.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is a little bit softer. So the idea for this came, I mean, I really,
judo
I like.
belts are legit. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're super strong. Arm wrestlers use them all the time. And if you've done judo or BJJ, you'll probably experience this in class where you use the belts for more than just tying around your kimono, where you might drag people almost like a sled pull, where somebody's holding on the ground.
Oh yeah, the belt's an extra weapon.
Yeah, exactly. You use it as
a dang weapon, but
yeah, you use it as a tool though. Or we would do kazushi drills where you're grabbing somebody and off balancing them, or that kind of thing, or uchikomi drills. So yeah, so they're used a lot.
It's like a handle for throws and all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly how we would use them. So that got me thinking, like, this would be the perfect material to do this out of, and just kind of more appropriate than the gi grip. So the other cool things, I took some R&D from products that I didn't implement using, but there's a nylon reinforcement band in there. And then just like the grips, one nice aspect is that you can wash them. Rather than all the kind of tricep ropes and everything else and ladders I've seen all have a sewn in D handle, but this is removable. So you can just unscrew this just like a carabiner, and then this whole thing can go in the wash. So I'm excited for people to try this. This is a final prototype. I was hoping to have a small production run there for sale, but it's going to take a little bit longer. But that's good in a way though, because people can give me some more feedback, and I can make adjustments still to this guy.
Okay. So that's the product that you and Harry came up with?
Yeah, and I can actually show you one other thing too. So because I have a million of these triangle carabiners, that kind of got me thinking, is there another way I could utilize that same idea? So I've seen arm wrestling straps, and I've seen various ones that are people usually are arm wrestler training. They usually just use just a belt, just a karate belt or a judo belt. But I've also seen some that are like a loop, but they're more like a tie down strap, almost more just like webbing. So I wanted to do an upgraded version of that. So this is definitely one I'm looking for feedback. I'm not an arm wrestler, don't pretend to be, but I'm sure there will be guys at Home Gym Con, guys and girls that do arm wrestling. So I'd love to get their feedback on this one too. It's a very similar product, but specifically for arm wrestling training.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely. I'm trying to think like who are some. Well, heck, Brian Shaw will be there. He started doing some arm wrestling. So
yeah, I'm hoping to drop this off with him. So yeah, Brian, if you're watching, this one's for you.
Yeah, I think that's let's see here. Okay. Jared said you absolutely need to have Luke of Arm Assassin Strength check it out because he's competed in arm wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and Eric said the same thing to get feedback from Luke.
I plan on it. Yeah. No, Luke's been super supportive. Actually, he's helping me get that custom squat rack to Home Gym Con, the demo rack. He's helping me bring that there. So he's awesome. He's been really, really supportive.
I was thinking, so he's not going to be at Home Gym Con, but I could put you in touch with Adam Glass.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I can put you in touch with Adam. I haven't talked in a minute. I'll shoot him a text and see if we can't get you on him. And then I see Jerome Bloom from the UK. He's also a group champion, but he also does some arm wrestling.
Cool.
So yeah, I'll see if we can get you connected with some of those guys too. Kevin says, "Sup, my guy David."
Hey.
Kevin's holding it down, representing Japan.
Osaka.
Actually, he's representing the Philippines and Japan. There you go. All right. So let's see here. So for anybody watching right now, if they don't have a jiu-jitsu background, right? I mean, you've kind of shown why it's important and why it's interesting. But for somebody who doesn't have a jiu-jitsu background, they're like, well, why should I grab these tricep ropes from you? Why should I get these handles or whatever? You know, like basically explaining them the benefits of getting your stuff from their from your website. So, and like, why should somebody who's got zero jiu-jitsu or martial arts background, for that matter, what do they get if they go to the Kodo Grips website?
So I think there's like maybe people kind of have it backwards, or at least I think I haven't fully explained how I think about it. I think initially people thought that like specifically the gi grips were going to be for martial artists training and going to the gym, and like a lot of them do, especially if you haven't been doing it for that long, to develop finger strength. But if you've been doing judo or BJJ, especially if you're going multiple times a week, you do not need any more finger strength. Like your fingers probably need rest days more than they need additional strengthening. So I would say like you're good. Just like if you're a rock climber and you're climbing 3 or 4 days a week, you probably don't need to do more rock climbing dead hangs. So the most beneficial part would be for somebody to that's not doing those, that's just doing more traditional strength training, bodybuilding, functional training, to get some of the skills that you would get if you were doing grappling multiple times a week. Or just like for me, I'm not going to rock climbing gyms very often. I can get huge benefits from these because I'm not exposed to that. So so the whole idea is I think people that are not doing that all the time can actually get some of their technique and incorporate into their training. And get some of those advantages from that style.
So first of all, Chris said literally was going to ask this question. So he said, thank you to me. Hey man, you're welcome. Because I know that people see it and they're like, well, why should I get this? What's the thing people say? Oh man, I'm not doing that. I'm only doing that. I'm just trying to stay in shape for what. Okay, great. Right. Yeah. But yeah, this is it's a tool for your toolbox. But something you said made me think about another question, which is there are like the thing with the rice when your grip starts to get tired, and like it's like a good way to prehab and rehab for your fingers, right?
Totally.
Working your extensors a little bit and kind of restore some balance. Any plans on creating anything like to do that? Because it's really tough to do that, and you can't always drag around a bucket of rice everywhere you. Well, I mean, I guess you could have a bucket of rice in your car, but let's say you don't want to have a bucket of rice in your car everywhere you go. Well, any thoughts about coming up with a product to help people develop their extensors?
I don't have any. I've looked at some different finger strengthening devices. Right now, currently, I'm trying to look at the name of it. I think it's Great Ape Grips. They make a portable rice bucket. It's kind of like a neoprene bag sock kind of thing. I have one, and it works great. I literally had a bucket of rice in this gym, and I got rid of it. And I just use that. And the cool thing about that is you can just drag it over, like if you're watching TV. Like you said, the rice bucket thing is way more for blood flow than it is for actual strength work. But it does help a lot. You can do it like after workouts. But yeah, I kind of looked, if I do a finger thing, one thing I was looking at was doing kind of more of like there's a few different ideas I have of doing more of like a vintage old school kind of thing. So it would be more of like a throwback thing with like more kind of like springs and that type of thing.
I mean, so first of all, I wholeheartedly endorse going back to some of the like Darkseid said in Justice League. We'll go back to the old ways. I think a lot of times stuff that we used to do falls by the wayside because the people who were like the biggest proponents of it, I mean, they pass away, and they don't necessarily pass that on to somebody, or or the people who know it aren't like social media savvy. And a lot of times, the stuff that becomes popular is stuff that's makes for interesting visuals online, right? Some of this stuff that's good for you doesn't make for it's boring, and so people don't find out about it, and because you don't know about it, all it takes is like 3 years of nobody showing you showing
Mm.
it for people to forget all about it, right? And then people just say, oh, well, there must be a reason why we stopped doing it. Yeah, well, yeah, it's not because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And so I'm a huge fan of reviving older techniques. But I also say, as far as like the extensor training goes, is it's quite literally like, if I see so many people, especially when they do a lot of grip work. I mean, people don't realize it, but you can literally injure your hand
Oh yeah.
because you're doing so much grip work, right? And
Easily.
so you end up, that's where carpal tunnel syndrome comes from. You're doing so much stuff this way, grabbing and all that, that it travels up your elbow. And so we don't do a lot of extensor stuff where we're just opening the hand back up. And so it's very difficult to train that. So yeah, anything you come up with that does that in an efficient, space efficient and effective way, I'm 100% down. Heck, I can tell you now, if it works, I'll buy it, just because I know it's so important. You know, I mean, because I mean, even bench pressing, for example, that impacts your grip, you know. And you end up getting elbow pain from doing too much bench pressing, too much tricep work, because your tricep, you're flexing the wrist when you do tricep stuff, then that travels up your up to your elbow. Too much curls, too many curls, too many different curl variations that can do the same thing. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I'm interested to see what you come up with as far as doing extensor training. Man, I really appreciate you coming on here. This was a lot of fun. I cannot wait to see you at Home Gym Con and see all your new stuff in person, man. And I want to say also thank you for the trust you show in being willing to put your stuff in our Shopify store. You know, we're going to be launching that soon, and the store would be nothing if brands like yours didn't trust us to handle it with care and respectfully. And so, you know, just want to tell you that in front of everybody, that I appreciate your support. All right.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
Talk to you later.
See you guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Later, David. All right. So that is my man, David Bergman from Kodo Geek Grips. And we are going to be visiting his booth at Home Gym Con. But if you're going to be at Home Gym Con, go by there for yourself. Obviously, you know, watch our videos too. I appreciate the support, but I want you guys to go by the booth and support him. Grab his products, talk to him, give him your feedback about his products. All that is valuable for him. And the same thing for the other vendors too, especially the vendors with the, you know, like the smaller vendors. It's like, this is a one-person operation here. He just talked about how he's dropping stuff off at the post office on his way to and from work. All right. So we need to support the people who are making our lifestyle possible. Jared says, dude, let's talk about something that happens at Home Gym Con is the vendors helping each other out. I think that is fantastic. This community is awesome. So Jared, by the way, I also saw your DM that you sent me, but it's not letting me show the video. I tried, but it's telling me that the video can't be replayed. So I wasn't able to show it during the show. So I don't mind. So anyway, so that's why I didn't play it, because I had to use I can only look at it on my Instagram mobile app. So just letting you know that. But what I'll do is it's basically Jared just press 255, just did a standing press for 255. So I'll make sure I'll go ahead and I'll post that on the YouTube channel. David said, thanks so much for having me on. Always a good time. Yeah, man. I'm glad you were here, dude. I really enjoyed talking to David. Yeah, he's a good dude. Harry said, what do you mean too many curls? Yes, there is such a thing, man. Way too many curls. You need balance. You need balance in your life. All right. One more segment, and then we are oh, you didn't mean to play it on. He's just sending some DM videos to my. Hey, oh well, I appreciate it. He said sending DMs to my people. It's an honor to be considered one of your people, man. And shout out to you. I'm gonna watch the video again when the show is over, while I'm grabbing breakfast. So yeah, I'll check it out again, man. So we're heading into the final segment, and let's go ahead and do that now. It's almost over, but I got one more thing to say. Here it goes. Yes, I am very proud of that outro. All right. So what I learned this week is to trust my instincts. I even have that as a patch on my backpack. Is it this one here? No, it's not the one I have in here, but I have it as I have it as a patch on one of my Wolfpack backpacks. But I don't always remember to do it. That's why I have it as a patch on my backpack. So to remind me to do it. Gotta trust my instincts. So for the last 4 weeks, we've been negotiating with a brand to do a review of their product. And I had a couple of red flags pop up. I even told them, hey, I don't think this is going to work out, but they always came back with something that made me say, okay, let's continue the conversation. So we get to the point where I think the deal's done and I'm ready to, we're kind of like looking at the calendar, like when are they going to ship this thing out, right? And they asked me for my YouTube channel analytics. So, okay. Specifically audience demographics. No problem. Provide the information. All right. But they asked me that at the end. We're at the point where we're like, okay, let's, like the next step is for me to give you my shipping information so you know where to ship this thing to, right? So we're at that point, they say, oh, send me, by the way, send your audience demographics, right? All right. So I send it. And they tell me, so after going, and this is like 4 weeks straight of going back and forth, making, they're like, hey, make sure none of our competitors' products are going to be in a video. What's your, what's like your idea for how to, shoot the project, all this kind of stuff, right? And also this is going to be something we're going to be doing at someone else's house. So I had to coordinate with their schedule and say, okay, well, when could we actually do this thing? If you guys ship it on this day, we'll be able to do the video by here because we'll be able to get out of there at that time. After going through all that, while trying to get everything finalized for Home Gym Con, they look at the audience demographics and say, well, you know what? Your audience, you have too great a percentage of your audience that's international. So we love the fact that you've got over 200,000 subscribers, but too many of them are from other countries. Even though their brand sells products in every country that we have viewers, they said, well, this particular specific brand campaign is designed to attract American buyers specifically, right? And so they wanted me to go back and provide a detailed breakdown of how many American viewers we get on the different kinds of videos we upload. So I'm gonna just tell you that was my breaking point. Okay. I had enough. And so this is exactly what I emailed back to him, right? I said, let me be clear. You have exceeded the maximum billable hours for this project. Okay. You exceeded the maximum billable hours long ago. Even a lawyer only going to give you a free 30-minute consultation. After that, he's billing you, right? And I'm not a lawyer, but I'm still like, look, my time is valuable to me, if nobody else. And I was like, with just all the stuff you've put me through, I'm already in the hole as far as the number of hours I'm working versus the amount of money you're going to pay me. And I still haven't spent the time to unbox and assemble your product, much less to shoot the video, edit the video, create the thumbnail, spend the time on SEO to make sure the right people see the video. So I'm in the hole. So I am not willing to do any more things on this project unless you compensate me for my time, especially when you could have verified our audience demographics like in week 1 of the conversation. You could have asked me that in week 1. I would have provided it to you. Instead, you wait till week 4. Okay. For example, I had a different brand reach out, same time frame, and they specifically wanted to know if we lived close enough to a physical location for their brand so we could visit their showroom as part of doing the project. The answer to that is no. They're in California and I'm not. And I don't have any plans on visiting California anytime within the next couple of months. So we're obviously not a good fit, but they asked us that on the front end. We walked away peacefully, no harm, no foul. if they, I told them, you know, if you've got anything in the future, you know, that might be a better fit, feel free to reach out. I told them where we live, and they're like, oh yeah, cool. So again, we parted ways, and they said they'll, you know, they're open to working with us in the future. Cool. They love how we handled it, so it was very professional. These other people basically wasted my time. That's time I could have been spent doing something else, right? So in the case of the other brand, and this is specifically for those of you who are content creators, look, money ain't everything. If you are doing something with a brand and you start getting red flags, just walk away. Just walk away before you get mad later on down the road. Okay? Because if they're making you mad now and they're trying to get you to help them promote their brand, I promise you they're going to do something stupid to make you mad when it's time for them to pay you. I remember a content creator told me that a brand owed him several $1,000s in affiliate income they hadn't paid him yet. Imagine if he had walked away before he got to that point. Think about it, several $1,000s in affiliate income. Just waiting. And what's rough about that is you can look at your affiliate whenever you're part of an affiliate program, you can look at it and see what your balance is, right? So you just staring at several $1,000s knowing you got bills to pay, and they're still sending stuff, reaching out to you like, hey, we want you to work on this project next. No. And you can't leave the affiliate program because they still owe you several $1,000s. And even you get to the point where you're like, all right, so like we're in this situation right now with an affiliate, with a brand we had an affiliate relationship with. We didn't like how they handled their customer service. It was like, you know what, we're out. We sent the formal request, remove us from your affiliate program. We are not promoting you ever again. We're not going to mention your name unless it's going to be in a negative sense. So like, I'm not going to bring them up right now. So let's just let us out of the program, but we have to actually request to be break off ties completely, right? How much easier is it if you get the red flag and you just say, you know what, I'm gonna walk away before this goes any worse, before this gets bad. It's like meeting somebody and before you go in a relationship, you start having red flags. You're like, you know what, this might not be a good idea, and it's better to walk away before you get in too deep. Yeah, this is that type of situation. So I should have listened to my instincts and just walked away because money ain't everything. Look at Matt. What's up, man? You're gonna have to rewind and watch the show from the beginning because we're about to shut everything down. I do want to say that we have added more videos to the videos we like from channels we watch playlist. And let's see here. What's the latest one that we put in there? Videos we like from channels we watch. Let's see. I literally just added something today. Okay, so I included the Ashley's Rich Fit Ohio showroom tour. So you guys need to check that out. What I really loved about that is you could see like how Ashley's level of you see how Ashley's level of expertise as a trainer goes into how she does reviews, because you can see the feedback she's giving RitFit in that moment throughout the video. So that's a really interesting watch. Also, I've got a video talking about, I've got Jonathan's Bells of Steel Oblivion Tower review that's added to that playlist. Mind Pump has a video talking about the case for everybody for competing in a powerlifting meet at least once in your life. So that's on there as well. And then if you're interested in what it's like to resell fitness equipment, that's something from our guys over at Freedom Fitness Equipment. So go ahead and check that out. And we've got that video in the playlist as well. So once again, make sure you guys, if you're visiting our channel, you go over there, you check out all these videos, because and while you're doing it, subscribe to the channels, because these are channels we think are worthy of you watching. And don't wait for me to tell you that they got another cool video. Go there and see it for yourself. So subscribe to Ashley the Amazing on YouTube and hit that notification bell so you know when she releases stuff. She says, thank you, John. Oh, you're welcome. You know, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of yours, Ashley. Naomi and I both are. Matt said, I'll watch the catch up. Sorry, I'm late. Hey, man, it's not like you're not in the middle of your work day. So I was just kidding, man. I'm glad that you carved out some time to watch. And shout out to you for your performance at the Strongman competition recently. That's actually one of the reasons I want to visit the UK, because I want to be able to swing by and watch you compete live. So that's one of the things that's like kind of like my bucket list. Oh, and Matt said I put up a new video on YouTube with the full events from my comp over the weekend. Okay, cool. So I'll add that to the playlist of videos that people should watch. But while we're on the stream, just grab that link and post it right here, right now. So put it in the live chat so people can watch it. All right, so they can go watch it after the show's over. Daniel says hi from Brazil. Yeah, I saw that you were calling me, man, but as you can see, the show's not over yet. I'll be talking to you in a few minutes so we can get all that worked out for the Home Gym Con, what we're going to be doing. So we're doing a thing with Daniel for Home Gym Con. And so I'm excited. That's going to be like on my list of things to do today is a meeting with him so we can kind of finalize some of the details for that. So yeah, man, I didn't forget. It's but yeah, so once the show is over, I'm gonna grab something to eat, and then I'm gonna we'll go ahead and we can jump on that call. Appreciate you coming on the show, though. Thanks for being here. So what's coming up in the next week is Mailbag Monday at 3:15 p.m. And then next Friday, the bad guy is back. Jonathan from No Fate 24/7 is going to be checking in, making his triumphant return to the show at 7 a.m. Eastern time. Buckle up, because I have no idea what he wants to talk about, but he seemed excited. So, you know, if he's excited, I can't wait. All right. Then at 8 a.m. Eastern, Brandon Schwartz, founder of Home Gym Marketplace, is going to be coming on. He's going to talk about his new website. We'll talk a little bit about it, the website specifically, because it is in beta test. But the bulk of our conversation is going to be talking about his website and how it's going to ease the buying process for everybody who is attending Home Gym Con 2026. So you guys, if you have questions about it, I know I've had people ask me if I knew anything about his website, if I knew who he was. So we're going to get all those questions answered for you next week on the show at 8 a.m. Eastern time. All right. So I got a busy rest of my day. So I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. So until I see you guys, hopefully on Monday, keep sharing the channel link for me. And most of all, keep stacking days. Peace out. Thank you so much.